Ladies and gentlemen, let's get on your feet. Getting ready to enter the field, your Eureka Red Devils. Your Eureka Red Devils entering today's contest with a record of 3 wins and 2 losses, 1-1 in the conference, under the direction of 11th year head coach Mr. Kurt Barth. The offensive starting lineup for the Red Devils this afternoon. Starting at right tackle, number 59, out of Gridley, Illinois, Trevor Neal. At right guard, number 50, out of Cuba, Illinois, Cody Maxwell. At center, out of El Paso, Illinois, number 58, Corbin Hyken. At left guard, number 75, out of Watseka, Illinois, Tim Wright. At left tackle, number 79, out of Joliet, Illinois, Martin Lassen. At wide receiver, number 3, out of Catlin, Illinois, Blake Phillips. At wide receiver, number 1, out of Orlando, Florida, Jimmy Douglas III. At wide receiver, number 19, out of Catlin, Illinois, Caleb Barber. At fullback, number 44, out of Monmouth, Illinois, Wesley Burris. At running back, number 34, out of Normal, Illinois, Joe Hughes. And at quarterback, number 11, the pride of Minooka, Illinois, Drew Barr. And the rest of the Red Devils.
I'll do the intro up to here. Say we're going to take a break for the anthem, and then right before going, I'll kick it to you.
We will be having the coin toss very shortly. The Eureka captains will be getting ready to go out onto the field for the coin toss.
Hello and welcome back to McKenzie Field at Pete Fiorito Stadium as we are live bringing you all of the action here from Eureka College at the 41st annual homecoming game. Tonight, your Eureka Red Devils will face off against the Concordia Chicago Cougars in the first matchup at home in nearly 5 weeks. I'm Thomas Harrison, and alongside me tonight is Kyle Cashdaller, bringing you all of the action here from the beautiful campus of Eureka College. We'll take a quick break for the anthem and the coin toss, and we'll be back bringing you all of the action here at the beautiful campus of Eureka College.
Concordia Chicago will be kicking off from the south end of the field, and the Red Devils receiving on the north end of the field. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and address the flag for the singing of our national anthem. Today's anthem will be performed on the field by the members of the Eureka College Chorale. The Eureka College Chorale, thank you.
Hello and welcome back to McKenzie Field. As once again, I am Thomas Harrison. Alongside me tonight on the color call is Kyle Cashdollar. So we'll be bringing you all of the action here from an exciting 41st homecoming matchup between your Eureka Red Devils and the Concordia Chicago Cougars. Kyle, we've been on the road for a few weeks now. Why don't you break down what we've seen in the past couple matchups for the Red Devils?
Yeah, as you said, we haven't had a home game here in 5 weeks. In week 3, the Red Devils traveled to Michigan, dropped a non-conference game to Albion. After a bye week, Eureka then traveled to Aurora to face the other top pick in the conference. Unfortunately, Aurora's passing attack got the best of the Red Devils, but they bounced back last week with a big overtime win against Wisconsin Lutheran.
Kyle, you mentioned against Aurora, the passing attack of Aurora getting the best of Red Devils, one of the top quarterbacks in Division III football for Aurora. That passing attack just certainly put on a fury against the Red Devil defense. The Red Devils battled where they could, but Aurora ultimately came out on top after last week, coming out on top in an overtime contest against Wisconsin Lutheran. The Red Devils really got the run game back on track. Running back Joe Hughes, who was the top man on the depth chart coming into the season, was hurt week 1. He was healthy again last week, checked back in, 180 yards on the ground. Great for the Red Devils as that kick is off, and we are ready to roll here at McKenzie Field. The kick field at the 10. He's running around the right side. He goes, dropped just short of the 35-yard line. That one returned by number 83, Drew Payne, and the Red Devils will start the game on offense. This Red Devil offense we talked about last week, Joe Hughes, 180 yards on the ground, a couple of touchdowns. Great to see he is healthy again, back in the lineup. This Red Devil offense, contrary to years past, has really featured a passing game that has been tough to stop for defenses across the conference. Look for Jimmy Douglas III to get in on the action early and often. So he comes into the contest with 10 touchdowns on just 37 receptions. The first play, a screen pass to Jimmy Douglas right on cue. He tries to make a man miss, spins back. He will be stopped after a gain of 2, stopped at the 37-yard line. So you can see right away, Coach Kurt Barth, pardon me, you get the Barth combo all mixed up. Kurt Barth, the head coach, his nephew, Drew Barth, the quarterback, QB1 for this offense, leading the passing attack. He has really come into his own here in this season, his senior season, trying to put on a show here at home, trying to get these Red Devils back to the playoffs. The screen pass right away to Jimmy Douglas III, trying to get him going early. Such a speed threat as they look to go back to him again. That pass tipped, and it will be intercepted at the 45-yard line.
We have an interception on the play.
Just a quick read. They fake the screen to Jimmy Douglas III. They try to go over the middle, and that pass tipped up into the air, intercepted by Tyler Dudley of the Cougars. Right away, the Red Devils with the turnover, giving the ball back to the Cougars on the Red Devils side of the field. Could be a big swing early here. It's early in the contest, but your first drive defense will be looking to stop number 24, Lance Moise, one of the top backs in Division III football, coming into the contest with 13 touchdowns, a 6.1 yards per carry average. And right away, they'll hand it off to him, go with the reverse along the right side, and they have a lot. You try to get the defense attached to Moise, and they give it back to Hoff, and he had a lot of room to work on that right side. That'll be a quick first down for Concordia Chicago as they hurry to the line. The no-huddle offense looking to see if they can catch this Red Devil defense. Short man. Moise in motion as they will give it to him on the handoff. He tries to cut back, finds a little bit of room, but spun down right around the line of scrimmage after a short gain. Nice job by the Red Devils there. You see the motion, trying to go with the counter. Moise not finding a lot of room. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 28-yard line. Austin McCarty, the linebacker, coming in. You'll see McCarty and Dietrich a lot for this Red Devil defense. These linebackers very active. Defensive line does a great job of eating up blocks, letting the linebackers clean things up. But from the shotgun spread, we'll have Concordia Chicago drop back to pass, looking deep down the right side, trying to go over the middle. That ball looked like it may have been tipped, but it will be complete and tackled at the 12-yard line. That'll be good for another Concordia Chicago first down.
It is a first down for the Cougars.
Corey Dooley on the reception.
Tackle by number 5.
This Concordia Chicago offense, just looking at the stats, Jackson Aubrey, the quarterback, not a ton of passing stats. With one of the top running backs in the nation, you don't often need it. looking to spread things out here in the early goings. They will try to hand around on the jet sweep to the outside. It'll be good for a 5-yard gain, but there is a flag in the area of holding. Looks like that will bring it back for Concordia Chicago. Fortunately for the Red Devils, after the gain of 5, looks like Concordia Chicago will be pushed back right around their own 25.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be on Concordia Chicago. I saw there was a big block on that right side, maybe a blindside hit there, but probably holding, like you said.
They hand it off to Samaj James.
Offense, number 1, blindside block.
And there will be a personal foul, just like you mentioned, Cash, the blindside block.
Correction, 15-yard penalty.
That'll be a 15-yard penalty, big for the Red Devils, as that will back Concordia Chicago up near the 35-yard line. So we get things set here. Kyle, like you mentioned, you get the jet sweep. You get guys trying to crack back on the backside. But if a man's not looking, you hit him with the block. Oftentimes you're going to get that 15-yard penalty. Big penalty. It'll be first and a long 20 for Concordia Chicago as they'll come out again in a trips wide receiver set.
Big break early on there for the Red Devils. Concordia Chicago is rolling there for a little bit. Let's see if they can get a stop here.
As Aubrey will check down to see a man trying to hurdle. He bounces off a Red Devil defender, and he will go down the right sideline into the end zone. That'll be a touchdown for Concordia Chicago. Looked like Concordia missed the man. They had a man in the slot running a post, had the defender turned around. Looked like he was going to be open downfield. They checked down.
Number 5, Jackson Aubrey.
And Jackson Aubrey completes the pass on the check down. Moise, the running back, they dump it off to him in the pass game. He tried to hurdle a man, bounces off, and he's able to set his feet, takes it in from about 25 yards out. That'll be a touchdown for Concordia Chicago as they're on the board quickly, up 6-0.
Attempted that hurdle, like you said, but then turned into the Karate Kid, was able to get in the end zone.
As that extra point is blocked, no good. It is 6-0 Concordia Chicago. The offense will look to come back onto the field, hoping to get rolling. The interception on the first drive of the contest. Looking to get things going here as they trail 6-0, 12-26 early here in the homecoming contest. This offense, the defense had their chances there. That hurdle attempt, you saw the defender didn't really bite, but Moise just kind of bounced off the defender, lands, makes a couple guys miss, had the sideline, takes it in for a touchdown. Moise, you're going to want to recognize that name as you will hear him early and often. So they will probably use him a lot like we heard the Red Devils in the previous seasons use Anthony Reasonover, where it seemed like the entirety of the offense, you hand off to Anthony, play action, you try to go deep, but occasionally you might dump it off to Anthony in the flat, try to let him work. They get off to Moise. He has a touchdown here early. As Concordia gets ready to kick this one off, the Red Devils will look to return once again, down 6-0, 12-26 in the first quarter of action. Corey tees this one up. They kick it deep. Will be fielded by Jimmy Douglas, the third, at the 8-yard line as he looks to get the spot on the right sideline as he is pushed out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Good field position for the Red Devils on the return. The offense takes the field once again. Good to see guys like Joe Hughes healthy as this run game we've seen for the Red Devils. They were down to the 3 and 4 spots on the depth chart, but Jokums and Armstrong did a nice job of filling in. But now when you get a guy like Joe Hughes can be a game changer out in the open field, a guy who's very hard to bring down, a guy sometimes you look at him and you think this guy might run a little bit tall, but he is so hard to bring down no matter what the pad level is. Great to have back for the Red Devils. As in the shotgun set, Drew Barth hands it off to Jimmy Douglas on the jet sweep. He cuts it back up. A gain of 9 yards right around the first down marker. Looks like he's going to be just short around the 42-yard line. See the motion, get Jimmy Douglas a third, a guy with game-breaking speed. Try to get him to the outside, try to give him the edge, and you get him a 9-yard carry. Great job there by the Red Devils on first down.
Yeah, just in the first few plays we've seen here from the Red Devils, it's obvious they want to get the ball in the hands of Jimmy Douglas III. He is their explosive offensive player.
In just 5 games, Jimmy Douglas III comes into the game with 37 receptions, 687 yards, and 10 touchdowns. A guy that at any point can change the game with his speed. You'll see him downfield. You'll see him on the screen, a short route, turn it into a big gain. A game breaker for sure. Somebody that Concordia Chicago certainly game planned for all week. Going forward, looking forward to this game. On second and short there, they hand off to Joe Hughes. He gets the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. So Red Devils looking to put together a good drive here, get into the end zone, certainly punch it in. A touchdown can give you the lead if you can knock through that extra point. A big block by the Red Devils special teams on the extra point. So we see again 2 wide receivers set. Wesley Burris, the fullback, in the backfield. Drew Barth keeps it on the read option. Concordia trying to strip that one out, but Barth will tuck that and run for a gain of 3 up to the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Red Devils. Drew Barth, last season we saw him tuck it and run quite a bit more. Again, we saw much more of a rushing attack offense, more of a ground and pound offense. This year the offense has been much more of a spread balanced offense. But Drew Barth right there, a good read, gets up, tucks the ball. You see sometimes quarterbacks get out there and they kind of get loose with the ball. Does a good job of maintaining possession, getting what he can going down for the Red Devils.
Joe Hughes, the ball carrier. He's up to the
Joe Hughes will gain about 2 yards up to the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Red Devil offense, just short of midfield.
This is a big play here on 3rd and 5. Got to get this first down. You don't want to give it back to Concordia Chicago and let them take a 2-score lead early in this first quarter.
This Concordia Chicago offense looks to be a high-scoring contest. Could be 2 very high-powered offenses here matching up at McKenzie Field. We see trips right, Favre, the lone man, to the left as they play action to Hughes. Barth steps out of the pocket, steps up. Great job of getting that ball out of his hands. The forward progress will be completed right around the first down marker, but Jimmy Douglas will be stopped just short, about a yard short at the 47-yard line. 4th and short, a long one for the Red Devils. Will be interesting to see as the punt team comes onto the field. Don't count out the Red Devils again. Tanner Kenny, 3-time NAC Special Teams Player of the Week. A very fast punter, with the more athletic punters across any level of college football. Interesting to see. He's given the option a lot of times. If he sees an opening, he will tuck that and run. Look to see what the Red Devils do here. As that snap, it goes to Kenny. You can see he takes the look, but he will decide to punt it deep. That will take a Red Devil bounce, something Kenny has been very good at throughout the course of the season. Gets a great bounce right around the 15-yard line. Will pin Concordia Chicago back deep as the Cougars hold a 6-0 lead as we are under 10 minutes in the first quarter. 8:56 on the clock, 6-0 Cougars. As the Cougar defense comes up with a stop against this high-powered Red Devil offense. Kyle, that last drive, we saw the Red Devils get moving a little bit. Barth did a great job of not taking a sack there, really pushing his team back. Of course, you didn't get the desired outcome. You wanted to see a drive down the field, but what did you see from that offense that you liked in that past possession?
Yeah, I'd say just getting the ball to Jimmy Douglas on that first down play. I'd like to see more of that. Obviously, that's their game plan early on here. We've seen him have 2 or 3 touches already.
As Moise tries to cut it back across 25. A big gain there for Moise as he picks up about 20 yards up to the 35-yard line. Moise had a lot of space. Great blocking up front by the front 5 from Concordia Chicago as Moise. It really never looked like he was trying to break that one big. You see he has the ball carried, covered the entire time. He doesn't want to take any chances on getting a shot, letting the ball pop out. He just had possession, worried about maintaining possession, gets 20 yards. Big gain there from Concordia Chicago. As Moise will go out in the slot, they come back down to what looked like a little bit of a jailbreak screen. That'll be a loss of 2 yards for Concordia Chicago. The play fake to Moise. They try to come back to the far side of the field to Hoff, and he is dropped for a loss of 2. He just went down on his own. He saw 3 or 4 Red Devil defenders right in his face, went down. Be a long 2nd and 12 for Concordia Chicago. In the shotgun set, 3 wide receivers spread for the Cougars. Aubrey takes a snap, looking right side. He tries to lob one over the top. Incomplete, out of bounds. Trying to go deep down the field to number 4, Corey Dooley, covered by Matt Sutton of the Red Devils. Trying to test this Red Devil secondary. We've talked about the passing attacks of Aurora, Albion. At times we saw this Red Devil defense get tested deep. Here, Concordia Chicago trying to take their shot early. That pass just out of the reach of Dooley. Well defended there by Sutton as they try to go down the right sideline.
Yeah, I understand testing that there, but at the same time, when you have Moise, who has just run through this Red Devils defense so far to start this game, why not go to him on 1st and 2nd down and see what he can get you?
As the play action, they'll go out with a swing pass to the left side, a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 11. They try to fake it to Moise, go to James on the swing pass on the left side. Very well defended by the Red Devils. Now that'll be 4th and 11 as Concordia will be forced to punt. Interesting play call there. He tried to fake the handoff to Moise, but on a 3rd long, the defense has to realize the run's probably not that likely. Trying to go out to the swing pass. That play was a little long developing. Tackled after a short gain by the Red Devils, well defended. Red Devils trying to get back on offense, get the ball back in the hands of quarterback Drew Barth. Let this pass game attack as that punt is a very short punt. Won't even make it to the 1st down marker as that punt rolls short of the 45. It'll be to the 44-yard line. That punt wouldn't have given them a 1st down. A very short punt mishap there by Concordia Chicago as the Red Devils are in great field position here to start this drive with 6:48 left in the 1st quarter of action.
There's no doubt here that this Red Devils offense has to come up with points somehow on this drive. Get back in this game. Big defensive stop. Now you got to get yourself on the board.
Yeah, looking to capitalize on that great field position. You couldn't have asked for anything better from the Red Devil defense and special teams. The mishap by Concordia Chicago sets the Red Devils up in striking position. Play action fake. They're looking deep down the right sideline to Jimmy Douglas. He tries to come back on the ball. That tipped down by the defender of Concordia Chicago. Well defended by Demetrius Rufus. That ball just a little bit short. The first time we've really seen at home by quarterback Drew Barth. He has been so good on the deep ball here at home throughout the course of the season. That one just slightly underthrown, defended by Rufus. As Douglas had a step, you're going to struggle to find a defensive back who is going to run stride for stride with Douglas downfield. I really love the play call, though, coming out after a big change of possession. You have great field position. Why not take a shot downfield? Love the play call.
Well, and Rufus did a really nice job of getting his head around it. Would have been very easy there to just take a defensive pass interference there and running right into Douglas.
As Sam Walter, the hometown product out of Washington, Illinois, will take the ball to the 39-yard line. A guy we saw check out of the contest in week 2 with a concussion. He took a very hard hit. Great to see him back as a nice change of pace back. So speedy. A slight frame, but so much speed. We have seen him just get to the outside and just break him to the end zone. As we see Joe Hughes check back into the contest. 3 wide receivers set, 3rd and 5 from the 39-yard line for your Eureka Red Devils. Looks like pressure may be coming off the right edge, forcing Concordia Chicago. Drew Barth keeps it on the read option. Dropped right around the 40. Maybe it looks like they'll mark him right around the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 4th and 5 for the Red Devils from the 39. As it appears the offense will be staying on the field. Looks like they went read option there. A lot of pressure from Concordia Chicago. Looks like whether he handed off or not, quarterback Drew Barth, they were going to take a hit very early on that play. The offense stays on the field. You have to think you might go hard count here, try to get somebody to jump. If not, this offense at this spot in the field, just too long for a field goal in the range where if you punt, you have to wonder what you're going to net as Drew Barth drops back. He throws that pass, and that is tipped down, incomplete. So that'll be a turnover on downs. Concordia Chicago will take over on offense from the 39-yard line. That pass deflected by Matt Henning, a linebacker, the leading tackler coming into the contest for Concordia Chicago with 55 tackles, 1 interception on the season. Had a chance at his 2nd, unable to corral that one. But again, love the aggressive play call here early in the contest. Homecoming contest, this team sitting at 3-2, not where they wanted to be. 1-1 in conference. Being aggressive, as you know, this is a conference you have to be aggressive to go win. You can't sit back and try to play conservative and win this conference. You've got to go out and be aggressive. That's what this team is doing. You have to love the play call as they will swing it out left. Here, will Concordia Chicago knocked out of bounds right around the 50. That'll be good for a 1st down for Samaj James, the pass from Aubrey. We've seen a lot of the swing pass here from Concordia Chicago. Kyle, you have to think maybe just looking to get the outside. We've seen a lot of speed from this Concordia Chicago offense early.
Yeah, and it's a lot like we see with the Red Devils offense trying to swing it out to Jimmy Douglas III. A lot of the same idea, get it out to your quick wide receiver and let him do his work.
Aubrey drops back to pass, looking to lob one deep down the right sideline. Again, guarded by Sutton. That'll be incomplete. Long by 3 to 4 yards. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 50-yard line. Matt Sutton was right in the face of the receiver there. You can see that's a play. The quarterback is not going through his progressions. He's not trying to read through the defense and look at what he has. That is a predetermined, I'm going to get the ball. I'm going to try to go deep here. And that just out of the hands. Give credit to Aubrey. If you're going to miss, you have to miss long. You come up short, you might be intercepted. But this Concordia Chicago offense just looking to take a shot there early on first down. This snap, Aubrey, some pressure from the Red Devils. He's forced to step up in the pocket. He will try to run. He's across the 50. Makes a couple of Red Devil defenders miss, but that quarterback keeper will be good for a gain of 9 to the 41-yard line. Jackson Aubrey making a couple of Red Devil defenders miss, turning nothing into something, as now it'll be a 3rd and short for the Cougars.
Yeah, nice moves there by Aubrey. It looked like it very easily could have been only a 1 or 2 yard gain, and he turned that into a gain of 9.
The mobility of Aubrey could certainly be a game changer for the Cougars. The Red Devils getting pressure on the edge. Aubrey able to step up on the interior and make a few defenders miss in the open field. Now they will hand it off in the interior. Again, going for the hurdle. This time successful by number 35, Juan Eureka. As it'll be a first down for the Cougars. We've seen a couple of those backs try to hurdle here early. This one successful and a first down for the Cougars. They get the play call from the sideline. A couple of substitutions delaying this a little bit, but Concordia looking to go with a no-huddle offense. Moise has checked out of the contest. Eureka here in the backfield, but Concordia Chicago will call a timeout with 3:37 left in the first quarter of action, leading 6-0 on the Red Devil side of the 50 at the 39-yard line. Cash, this first quarter has been a lot of back and forth. The one big play for Concordia Chicago, the 25-yard touchdown pass to Moise. What have you seen from the Red Devils here? What do you look to see later in the contest? What have you seen from Concordia Chicago that's given them the 6-0 lead?
Concordia Chicago's defense has impressed me. You know, we haven't seen many times in the past 2 years that this Red Devils offense has got shut down at all. We've seen a lot of shootouts throughout the past 2 years, like I said. So holding this team scoreless with only 3.5 left in the first quarter is pretty impressive. The Red Devils offense needs to have a long drive, get points on the board. I know I've been saying it over and over, but you have to get yourself on the board and go from there.
Yeah, this Red Devil offense has averaged 37 points per contest so far this season. That's a lot of what we've seen in the past few seasons. Like you mentioned, Kyle, a high-powered offense. We said coming into this contest, we expected to see a shootout. These offenses are both very high-powered as we see the fake reverse. It looks like the wide receiver will look to pass here along the right side. Very well defended by the Red Devils. You saw the jet sweep fake, look to the counter. They're looking to throw into the flat. Nobody open. That'll be incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 39 for Concordia Chicago from the Red Devil side of the 50. Kyle, like you mentioned, looking to see this offense get going. 37 points per game that this Red Devil team has averaged. Very rare do we see this Red Devil team with 0 points nearing 3 minutes here in the first quarter. So you have 3 wide receiver set. Again, the Red Devils looking to go press coverage on the outside. No safety deep over the top. Looks like you're going cover 0 here as they try to go on the right side. Matt Sutton well defended as he gets the inside edge. That'll be incomplete. 3rd and 10 for Concordia Chicago. Matt Sutton defending in the slot. He saw the pass coming, did a great job. He had a hand on the hip, but he doesn't turn the defender, doesn't draw that pass interference. He gets on the inside, jumps that route, knocks that one incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10, a big 3rd down coming up for the Red Devils. As you see right here from the 39, looks like a maybe 4-down territory for Concordia Chicago. As Aubrey will look to take the shotgun snap. We see pressure from Diedrich looking down the right side as they'll swing it out to Moise. Moise 1-on-1 on the outside. That ball is loose, recovered by the Red Devils. The defense coming up big, fumbled by Moise. That'll be recovered by the Red Devils at the 34-yard line. And this offense is ready to strike as they take the field once again. Down by 6, 3:19 in the first quarter. Great job on the outside. Amari Smith The sophomore linebacker with the recovery. You saw Moise one-on-one, one man to beat. If he beats that man, he probably has a first down. But that Red Devil defender puts his helmet on the ball, punches that one out. Amari Smith comes up with it. Momentum shift to the Red Devils. They're looking to strike here before the first quarter ends. Drew Barth in the shotgun set. He takes a snap. Play action as they give it to Jimmy Douglas third. He's trying to cross the 40. He'll be brought down, pushed out of bounds at the 38-yard line. A gain of 4, 2nd and 6. For the Red Devils, we've seen them look to take their shots downfield, but a lot of bubble screens, a lot of quick hitters to the outside. Looks like they're just trying to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers and let them work in space.
Yeah, we haven't seen any big chunks of yards from the Red Devils offense, which is rare. When you have a guy like Jimmy Douglas who runs those long routes all the time, he's averaging 18.5 yards a reception. It's impressive from the Concordia defense that they haven't given any of that up.
As a healthy Joe Hughes picks up 10 yards up to the 47-yard line. First down for the Red Devils. Great to see him back in action. A guy coming into the season we talked a lot about. We're looking forward to seeing him often in this Red Devil backfield. A guy, as a change of pace back to Anthony Reasonover in the previous seasons, was a guy that could make some big plays. We saw him strike from 40-plus yards multiple times. Right there you see him make one-man miss, lower the shoulder. Great pad level as he gets up to the 47-yard line. So hand off to him again, looks to one cut, puts his shoulder down, gains 2 yards, looking to push the pile. He'll be brought down just short of the 50 at the 49-yard line.
Picks up 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 from the 49. The Red Devils trail here 6-0 in the 41st homecoming contest at Eureka College as the clock is ticking right around 2 minutes. This defense, you can't talk enough about them, coming up with a big turnover as Concordia was driving down the field. Really a big momentum swing here that Eureka is looking to make hurt in the first quarter. They hand that one off to Joe Hughes. Read by Drew Barth as the flag comes in right around the area of holding. Unfortunately, looks like that will be on the Red Devils. That flag comes in from the back judge, but looks like right behind the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, this Red Devil offense already backing up. It appears to be a holding call, and it will be a holding call on the Red Devils. Number 70, Bryce Ort, a sophomore lineman out of Limestone. So back the Red Devils up. Unfortunate there. Joe Hughes had a short gain, but the holding call will back the Red Devils up. It'll be a 2nd and very long from the 39-yard line. Clock is ticking under 1:30 as Drew Barth is in the shotgun set. 4 wide receivers spread. As they get them to jump, you can see the quarterback is frustrated. I can agree with him, as that was free play written all over it. Drew Barth knew it, got all of the defensive line for Concordia Chicago to jump off sides. Barth was ready to take a shot deep, but they blow that one dead. There'll be a 5-yard penalty, give the Red Devils some yardage, but quarterback Drew Barth was looking forward to taking a shot there. Can't say I blame him. He read that very well, and you can see head coach Kurt Barth appears to be a little upset. They go with the hard count. Clearly an intentional call by Kurt Barth. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew this defensive line has been getting great jumps, trying to get the jump.
Correction.
And he is forced to take the offsides penalty. Gets the 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. But you don't get that shot downfield with all these playmakers. Unfortunate to see for the Red Devils.
44-yard line.
Ball be placed at the 44. It'll be 2nd and 13 now for the Red Devils. Don't be surprised if they take another shot here, as this offense is one that loves to take the shot downfield. So many playmakers on the outside. This Red Devil receiving corps so deep. A lot of playmakers. As they fake the swing pass, Barth tucks it, looks to run, tries to get back to line of scrimmage. He'll be dropped for a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and 14 as they fake the swing pass to the right side, drop short of line of scrimmage. 3rd and long for the Red Devils.
It will be 3rd and 14 for the Red Devils on their own 43-yard line.
From the 43 as the clock is under a minute here in the first quarter, Concordia Chicago Cougars up 6-0 on the Red Devils.
Tackle on the play was
the defense has really stepped up for the Cougars. This defense coming into the contest had allowed 32 points a game, but really holding strong here in the early going. So we see Drew Bar drop back. He's looking to go right. Steps up in the pocket. That ball comes out, but it looks like he got back on top of it. The flag comes out again in the area of what looks like holding. But Drew Barth recovered around the 40-yard line. As he looked to step up in the pocket, the ball was just poked out from behind. As we do see on the field, it appears to be a holding call on the Red Devils.
Holding. Offense number 50. That penalty is declined.
Cougars will decline the penalty because it will be a 4th and long for the Red Devils as the punting team will be forced to take the field from the 40. The Red Devils were looking to make that turnover on downs hurt, but unfortunately unable to come up with points on that possession, as it really has appeared to be a defensive battle here early in the first quarter.
Yeah, that one hurts. You get a big play, very necessary play from the defense, forcing that turnover. That's huge against one of the best running backs in the conference, and then the offense just comes out and isn't able to get anything going. Obviously, that's going to have to change at some point in this game.
As the clock will run out, ending the first quarter of action, 6-0 Concordia. Chicago's will flip sides of the field. Here at McKenzie Field, the Red Devils will punt to start the second quarter. You've seen some positives and negatives from both sides. The Red Devil defense coming up with a big turnover, but the offense has just been unable to get things going here early on, as Concordia Chicago has put up much more of a fight than some may have anticipated defensively. This offense, you certainly look to see them get going here in the upcoming possessions. As this Red Devil offense, something we've seen them do that maybe we didn't see in the past. In the past seasons, we saw this offense maybe be a little bit slow coming out of halftime, coming out of the break. Coming out of halftime, this team has been ferocious. They have been quick hitters. They have almost scored on every possession coming out of the half this season. We'll look to see coming out of the quarter if they can come out hot. Certainly have to hope coming out of the half as Tanner Kenny takes his time, as Concordia sent no pressure on the punt. As he looked, he was definitely thinking about tucking that one and running, as there was no pressure. But he decides to punt that one. It will be out of bounds around the 40-yard line for Concordia Chicago. It will be 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
On the 38-yard line of the Cougars, where they will take over 1st and 10.
Concordia Chicago will take the snap from the 38-yard line, trying to go up the middle to Moise. He will be tackled at the 42-yard line, a gain of 4, as it looks like he is down. Eureka, the tackle, they came down right around the ankles, just trying to cut him down low, and it looks like he is hurting, grabbing his knee. You certainly hope everything is all right for Eureka, as we will take a quick timeout. Down, it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 42-yard line.
Number 35, Juan Eureka.
We would once again like to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you and made possible by Herod Law Firm PC. Thank you to all of our sponsors here for the Red Devils making this broadcast possible, as we want to get this out to as many people as possible. Great crowd here at homecoming. But again, if you can't make it, thanks for tuning in online. Make sure you check out EurekaRedDevils.com for all of the stats, live stats, post-game write-up. If you want to see pre-game write-ups, any sports for the Red Devils, make sure you check out EurekaRedDevils.com, bringing you all of the action here from Eureka College. Shotgun snap goes to Aubrey as a play action. Makes a man miss, steps up in the pocket. As Aubrey able to get what he can, picks up about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 5 after the 1-yard carry from Aubrey at the 43-yard line. They go play action. A lot of pressure off of that left side by the Red Devils. Bryson Smith came with a lot of pressure off of that right end. Fortunately for the Red Devils, that'll be an automatic 1st down, as Concordia Chicago will now have 1st and 10 from the 47 of the Red Devils.
Of the Cougars. Of the Red Devils. 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
1st and 10 for the Cougars, as now Aubrey look to take the snap around the 48-yard line. He hands that one off to Huff, going around the left side. Man chasing it in pursuit for the. And he has the edge, dives into the end zone. That'll be a touchdown for Juan Urea of Concordia, Chicago. It looked like the Red Devils might have had him in the backfield, but he'll end up taking that one 47 yards to the house as Concordia, Chicago up 2 scores here early in the second quarter, 14:05 on the contest. Lance Moise, the guy we talked about pregame, who you were going to want to keep your eyes on, but Juan Urea has checked in 2 touchdowns here in the early going. So now Concordia, Chicago will line up for the extra point, looking to make this a 13-point contest, but the Red Devils with the block early. Ooh, now Concordia, Chicago looking to go. The snap goes to Aubrey. They fake the handoff as they will give it to the outside, trying to go over the top. The gadget play good for a 2-point conversion as they lob that one over the top to Dooley. They go what appears to be the sweep to the outside. The pass over the top just lobs that one up. Unfortunately enough, well defended, but Concordia, Chicago able to convert on that 2-point conversion. It'll be 14-0 for the Cougars. We've seen Concordia, Chicago go with a couple of those passes, the sweeps on the outside, the gadget plays, trying to get any space they can, trying to get any hesitation from the secondary that they can. Cash, what have you seen from this Concordia, Chicago offense?
Yeah, like you said, that's the second play we've seen from Concordia, Chicago. It has a little bit of trickery in it. The very first play, their first offensive play of the game, and then that obvious 2-point conversion there, just trying to mess with the heads of the defense a little bit. Like you said, get any advantage they can.
14-0, 14:05 left in the first half of action. You can see head coach Kurt Barth unhappy with that one. This is not the start they anticipated, but looking to get back on track. Looking to get a good return here, set their offense up, looking to get the offense moving here for really the first time in this homecoming contest. So the pooch kick will be fielded right around the 30-yard line. Brought down at the 40. Nice return by the Red Devils. The pooch kick, really not sure the thinking there by Concordia, Chicago. Obviously, anytime you can get the ball out of Jimmy Douglas's hands, that's an advantage for you. You have to think if you kick right side, left side, if you go deep, you get it out of his hands. The pooch kick around the 30, giving the Red Devils nice field position right around the 40 is Concordia, Chicago.
You know what, maybe, like you said, they want to keep the ball out of the hands of Douglas, and then maybe they'll just take their chances with the defense. They've been doing a great job so far. 0 points for the Red Devils through a little over 1 quarter.
As the pitch out of the shotgun set to Joe Hughes along left side, he cuts back upfield. He's across the 50. Drags a couple defenders. That'll be good for a first down for the Red Devils up to the 45-yard line. They'll cross midfield in just one play. Gain of 15 by Joe Hughes. You see that shotgun pitch. Oftentimes you wonder if the running back's going to have enough time to get his stride, get out into space. But Joe Hughes does a nice job putting his foot in the ground, cutting back upfield. A gain of 15. The Red Devils looking to take advantage of the hot start to this drive. Red Devils hurry to the line. Douglas and Favre, the wide receivers, split. You see Crittenden at tight end. They will hand it off to Hughes. He goes right up the middle, tackled quickly.
Number 34, Joe Hughes on a 2-yard gain.
By the Concordia, Chicago Cougars. A gain of 2 yards up to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 8 for the Red Devils. We're approaching 13 minutes on the game clock. 14-0 Concordia, Chicago. So Red Devil offense looking to answer. So we've seen a couple big plays getting Concordia, Chicago on the board. Getting a 3-wide receiver set with Burris in the backfield. The fullback sees a lot of action as now Drew Barth looks to go right side. He's trying to go to the right sideline to Douglas, just out of reach of Douglas. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and long for the Red Devils. 3rd and 8 from the 48-yard line. Third and 8 as again, now you see Burris and Phillips check out of the contest. 3rd and long, looking to pass here, see what Coach Kurt Barth dials up. This Red Devil offense has been great in the passing game as we see 4 wide receivers spread out wide with Joe Hughes in the backfield. alongside QB1 Drew Barth. Pressure from Concordia Chicago on the right side. Barth forced to step up. Great blitz pickup as he gets it out to the flat, as that will be complete for a first down for the Red Devils. That pass complete to Brett Charlton on the flat. Lost his footing just short of the first down marker, but able to gain the first down. Great play call. Get the man out to the flat. Brett Charlton, a 100-meter champion in his high school days. A lot of speed on the outside. Goes on the out route, picks that one up. Good for a first down for the Devils to keep this drive alive.
Very nice job of by Charlton. A little bit of fight and gravity there. He knew where the sticks were. He was really fighting, going down, was able to reach across that first down marker.
So they get off to Hughes. The play fake now as Barth will keep it up the middle. Barth keeps his feet moving up just short of the 30 to the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Red Devils. Because we've seen Barth carry this one a lot more himself in this contest than we have in the first couple weeks. We've seen him in the past. We saw a lot of read option looks, a lot. You see sometimes the veer looking to maybe get the man on the outside. Barth keeping up the middle. But Barth here in the contest, early in the season, we've seen a lot more of him just looking to pass, hand it off, keeping the ball here wisely there, getting a 4-yard gain. They pitch it out to Joe Hughes. Great block on the outside by Wesley Burris. Wesley Burris picks up a big block, gives Joe Hughes enough room for a first down. Number 44 out of Monmouth, Illinois. The great block. He just hits the man on the corner. You heard that one from up here in the booth. The pads clapping right there. Great to hear from Burris, as that is a guy, you can talk to him as much as you want. He's been involved in the passing game. He's had a few touchdowns in the past couple weeks. That's a man that would rather hit somebody than have the ball in his own hands, because he wants to get the ball in the hands of his playmakers. He wants his teammates to do well. That is a man that will do whatever it takes. Love to see that kind of intensity by Wesley Burris. He tries to pick up another block on the outside. Great hurdle there by Sam Walter as he gets a 5-yard gain up to the 15-yard line. Great job by Walter. Again, Burris with the block pickup on the outside. You just see Burris comes to the sideline here momentarily, and the sideline is so excited to see him because they saw that hit. Everyone saw that hit. They loved it. Great play there by the senior out of Monmouth College.
And not only was it a big play for Burris there, he's a team guy. Everybody loves him. He's one of those guys, even everybody in the stands, they know that he's a real team player and love to see him do well.
Joe Hughes with the cutback. He brings it up the middle. It'll be 3rd and short, a 3rd and 2 from the 13-yard line for the Red Devils as they are in the red zone. They are knocking on the door of getting on the board. Like you mentioned, Kyle, fullbacks so often we've seen them phased out of a lot of phases, especially in pro football. In college, you still see a lot of teams utilizing them. Here, Wesley Burris, a guy who can be utilized in the pass game, but in the run game, you just can't give him enough praise as a guy who goes unnoticed. The run game has been so prolific for the Red Devils in the past few seasons, and he is a big reason why. Love to see it as, again, they go with the pitch to the left side. Joe Hughes cuts up around the 10-yard line. Tackled right around the 10-yard line. Looks like he will have enough yardage for a first down for the Red Devils. That'll be a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
It is a first down for
the Red Devils' 1st and goal for the first time in this contest, and now Jokums will check in for Hughes. We've seen that quick pitch out of the shotgun formation to the left side have a lot of success. 1st and goal. Jokums, a man who was forced into action after we saw both Hughes and Dowdy go down in week 1, who did a great job filling in those shoes. He's back into the contest, has still been utilized heavily as he has shown that he can be a great asset to this offense. Concordia Chicago brings some pressure up the middle. Barth rolls out right. He is facing pressure. He steps up. He tucks out and runs. He has the end zone. Touchdown, Drew Barth. QB1 tucks that one, runs to the right side, beats a man to the corner. As the Red Devils are on the board, it is 14-6, 9-yard touchdown carry from Drew Barth. So Red Devils find the end zone here at the 41st homecoming. This crowd is excited to see it as now the special teams unit will take the field as Tanner Kenny, 3-time NAC Special Teams Player of the Week, looks to knock this one through, make it a 1-score game.
On that play, you could see out wide on the right side, there was only one quarterback in man coverage on Jimmy Douglas. I thought they might target him. You could see Barth was looking at him. Obviously, the cornerback went with Douglas, and that right side was wide open for Barth to take.
As Kenny knocks that one through, 14-7. Concordia still leads the Red Devils. This offense getting on the board. So you can see the sideline fired up. But again, you have to love the athleticism. Having a quarterback like that Oftentimes you see in that situation so many other quarterbacks, you either try to force a throw and you risk a turnover, you get rid of that one, throw it out of bounds, just live to see another down. Quarterback Drew Barth, he tucks that one. He beats his man to the pylon, and he's in there for a touchdown. 14-7, Concordia over the Red Devils with 9:18. The momentum shifts certainly to the Red Devils right now. Great possession there all across the board. We saw in the run game, quarterback Drew Barth. That line did a great job of blocking. Barth sensed a little bit of pressure off the edge as Concordia sent 6. They had the numbers, but Barth able to step up, get the angle, take that one into the end zone. Red Devils down by 7.
Exactly the possession they needed there. March down the field, get back into this game, make it a one-score game.
Tanner Kenny ready to kick off.
Now Tanner Kenny ready to kick off from the 35-yard line. So he'll boot this one deep. It will be out of the back of the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
Into the end
Concordia
zone, nice
will take that one
number 1, Tanner Kenny.
from the 25-yard line. As the Red Devil defense takes the field, looking to get another big stop. We've seen a lot from this Red Devil defense. Concordia Chicago coming out with a little bit more of a passing attack than I may have anticipated. I think a lot of people just expect them to turn and hand the ball off to their pair of backs and Moise and Eureka, as Eureka still in the backfield here for the Cougars. 4 wide receiver spread. Aubrey with the snap. The counter makes a man miss. Penalty flag coming in. A short gain, maybe a yard, half a yard, if that, but the flag comes in once again in the area of a holding call. We saw a lot of bodies hit the ground there.
Number 52, 10 yards from the previous spot.
A holding call. That'll be a 10-yard penalty on Concordia Chicago. 1st and 20 for the Cougars, as that will back them up inside the 20-yard line, right around the 15. First and 20 for Concordia Chicago. Eureka still in the backfield. Moise, not sure if something happened to him early that we missed. He has not been in the contest since that touchdown early in the contest. That pass incomplete off of the leg of Nehemiah Butler. Well defended by Eureka. Again, looks like a play where Concordia Chicago's not really looking to read through the progressions. Aubrey's not looking to read the defense there. He just had his eyes set on one man. He threw that one into what looked like triple coverage. Throws that one short off the leg of Nehemiah Butler. Nice coverage there by the Red Devils. But Concordia looking like they're not really taking their time in the pass game. Looks like they just have their eyes focused on one man downfield.
Yeah, going back to the Concordia Chicago run game, Urias was the one that got hurt early on, wasn't he? It wasn't Moise.
We have an incomplete.
As now the incomplete pass around the Eureka 45-yard line. As you see a flag come out, that ball slightly underthrown. Looked like good coverage there from the Red Devils, but the flag comes out late, and you can see everyone is upset.
Pass interference. Defense.
As they will call that pass interference on the defense on Adrian Walker, a transfer from Iowa Wesleyan, a corner who has seen some very meaningful minutes, has been great defensively for the Red Devils. I think I have to be with the Red Devil coaching staff there as they disagree with that penalty. It looked like some nice coverage by Walker. That ball's underthrown. Certainly looked like in no way did Walker hinder the Concordia Chicago Cougars wide receiver from making a play on that ball. Comes up short, but unfortunately that turns from a 2nd and 20 now to a 1st and 10 from the 30. Four wide receiver set. As the Red Devils send 4 on the pressure. Aubrey looking to scramble outright. They dump that one off underneath to the running back. Tackled. Great job of picking up the dump off. A loss of 2 by Concordia Chicago. That'll be a 2nd and 12 from the 28-yard line. Great pickup by the Red Devil linebackers.
The local boy from Eureka, Illinois.
Alexander Britton, a freshman defensive lineman from right here in Eureka, Illinois, coming up with a stop. As we saw Jackson Aubrey, he looked to scramble out. The Red Devils not bringing a lot of pressure, just sending the 4 down linemen. They force him to step up. That handoff, this Red Devil defensive line with another stop, a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and 13 for Concordia Chicago. This defensive line has certainly stepped up. We've seen some injuries on the defensive line throughout the season. And Julius Payton, a sophomore out of Peoria, with a big stop there. He just makes the guard miss, steps up, brings down the back. A 3rd and long for the Cougars, who have not really been able to throw the ball downfield. Their passing yardage has all come from checkdowns, getting the man in space, letting him run. But on 3rd and long, that's much harder to do, as you see the Red Devils looking to drop quite a few men back into coverage. 3 down linemen on the play. We've seen a man in motion. They drop back. Diedrich comes on the pressure. Diedrich gets in the face of Aubrey. Drop down at the 10-yard line.
Number 99.
Mason Diedrich came with the pressure up the gut, and Julius Payton once again brings the quarterback down. A big loss for Concordia Chicago, and this Red Devil defense is fired up. And you can see why, as that'll be a 4th and very long for Concordia Chicago. Mason Diedrich coming from that linebacker spot. You saw a 3 down lineman. He shot up the gut. He just bull rushed the center straight back into the quarterback. Causes Aubrey to step out of the pocket, and Julius Payton brings him down. Great stand there by the Red Devil defense. After that penalty, looked like it could have hurt them very easily, as now Concordia is looking to punt from their own end zone.
Yeah, enormous sequence there by the defense. You had to have that, get this crowd back into it, and get the ball back and try to score before this half is over.
As now Jimmy Douglas brings the punt right around the 34-yard line. A flag back around the 8-yard line. The Red Devils brought some pressure, almost came away with a block. Jimmy Douglas caught that punt over the shoulder. A great punt by Concordia Chicago. He booted that one across the 50-yard line. A boomer there. Douglas did a nice job of corralling that one. A great return up around the 33-yard line. But now there will be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the kicking team. Number 19, Levi Hrabos, the punter, and unsportsmanlike on the punter, as that will give the Red Devils the ball at the 20-yard line. Not oftentimes you see a punt resulting in a 1st and 10 from the red zone, as the Red Devils knocking on the door of tying this game up. 6:17 in the second quarter of action. Red Devils got the ball to start the game. They'll be kicking off the second half, but if they can tie this one up, get a stop, 6:17, that's a lot of time left here in the half here, Kyle.
Yeah, that's just an enormous swing of momentum there for the Red Devils. To tie this game up in the second quarter would be huge after the first quarter that Concordia Chicago had.
And now Concordia Chicago forced to call a timeout out of the chains of possession. Their second charge timeout, 1 timeout left in the half. So now you have to get your defense in line, but now you give Eureka a little bit of time to game plan themselves from the 20. The playbook is wide open here as you are looking to score in the red zone. Again, down 14-7, 6:17. It was all Concordia Chicago early, as the Red Devils were playing very tough, but Concordia, a couple big hitters that got the job done. It has been all Red Devils since Concordia took that 14-0 lead.
And I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, but this crowd is finally into it. In that first quarter, they had nothing to get behind. It was a real slow start for Eureka. Now we've seen a turnover by Concordia Chicago, a touchdown for the Red Devils, and now a big stop. They got to score now. Keep this momentum going into the half.
Definitely have to keep it going into the half. This offense takes the field once again. Joe Hughes in the backfield alongside Drew Barth. We see Wesley Burris in the backfield, Kobe Crittenden at tight end, 2 wide receivers set in Favre and Douglas. The read there by Barth as he steps up, picks up a long 4, just short of the 15-yard line. It'll be a second and a long 5 for the Red Devils.
Down to the 16-yard line.
Again, the Red Devils hurrying up as we see for Concordia Chicago, a couple of defensive linemen checking into the contest, having to hurry as this Red Devil offense is looking to move. Barth in the shotgun set. He takes a snap. The pitch along the left side to Hughes. He stumbles, but he tries to get the corner. So he keeps his feet going as he is forced out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. That'll be 1st and goal for the Red Devils from the 8-yard line. Kyle, we have seen that exact same play 5 to 6 times now in the shotgun set. The quick pitch to the left side as they're seeing a lot of success. Joe Hughes has the speed to hit the edge, but has the power to lower his shoulder and drive upfield.
Yeah, clearly the offense has found something, a weak point maybe, that they want to attack in this Cougars defense.
You see the defensive line for the Cougars. You see a lot of big bodies out there. It looks like the Red Devils might have the advantage, speed to the outside. If they can get the edge, so Joe Hughes lowers his shoulder there. And you see right there, lowers the pad level. He has a man lower than him, but keeps the legs moving as he gets inside the 5 for the Red Devils. It'll be second and goal from the 4-yard line. He had a man hit him very low. He keeps driving. He gets inside the 5. So much power in that frame from Joe Hughes. You stand next to that guy. You look at him on the field, and you can tell that's a big body, but you don't know exactly until you stand next to him. This is a big physical runner. You look at him, and that guy doesn't look like a running back. That looks like he should be a linebacker coming at you.
And that reminds me of a lot of what we saw last year when he was backing up Lee Anthony, but we said, wow, there's a lot of schools he could go to and be their feature back.
As a guy who transferred down from McKendree, a Division II school, you can tell he was a Division II guy. Just so much power, so much talent. Is now his 3rd and goal as he takes it. It'll be 3rd and goal inside the 2-yard line as this crowd gets pumped up. A big possession here for the Red Devils, looking to tie this up as the clock is approaching 4 minutes in the first half.
There's no doubt this is 4-down territory also for the Red Devils. We've seen it twice already at home this year on 4th and 1 if it gets to 4th down. Coach Barth is not afraid to go for it.
This team loses one against Aurora. They feel like their back is against the wall even though it's very early in the season. They are willing to do whatever it takes. Joe Hughes keeps the feet moving, drives the pile. He is into the end zone for 6. Joe Hughes meets a man at the goal line. You see the Red Devils match up, and they drive the pile. That is a touchdown, Joe Hughes. Wesley Burris in there driving the pile. You see that offensive line keeping it moving. The grit and determination there for the Red Devils as they look to tie this game up down by 1. Tanner Kennedy looks to knock it through. That possession could be a game changer. You start at the 20-yard line, and you show that you will not be stopped. Puts their foot in the ground, lowers the shoulder. They find the end zone. False start there by the Cougars on the extra point. That kick was up and good, but it looks like the play was blown dead, so it looks like they will have to redo the extra point attempt. But this Red Devil team, great drive, certainly great to see, as now all the momentum on the favor of the Red Devils. As you saw in the last possession, the defense absolutely stopped the Cougars, came out and hit them right in the mouth, hit them where it hurt, made a big stop, gives the Red Devil offense possession,
Defense.
puts it in the end zone as the offsides penalty will be declined, as now the Red Devils looking to convert the point after. Tanner Kennedy looking to kick this one through, trying to make it a 14-14 ball game as it currently sits 14-13, 3:25 left in the half. Low snap corralled by Nick Holman. Put up great job on the hold there by Nick Holman. But Tanner Kennedy gets that one up and through for the Red Devils. This ball game is all tied up, folks. 14-14, 3:52 left in the first half as they come out and answer and tie this one up. Great job there by the Red Devils as they look to stop Concordia Chicago. Concordia Chicago only one timeout left. Have to think they're going to play pretty conservatively with the way things have been going here. Maybe try to run a little bit of clock down. But the Red Devils, all 3 timeouts. With head coach Kurt Barth, you have to think they're going to make a chance at. They're going to try to get a stop and try to get on top heading into half.
Absolutely. Squeeze as much out of this momentum as possible.
As now the Red Devils look to kick this one deep. Tanner Kennedy lines it up. This kick will be corralled around the 15-yard line. Great coverage downfield, but now Concordia Chicago trying to get to that left side. Tried to cut it up around the 40. They have the edge, pushed out of bounds just short of the 50 at the 48-yard line. A shorter kick by Tanner Kennedy. Didn't look to drive this one. Trying to get it up in the air, let his coverage team get downfield, but Samaj James for Concordia. Chicago takes out and up the left side, gets a lot of space, and he puts the Cougars in great field position here to start the drive.
From Covington, Indiana. On the 48-yard line of Concordia, 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
Cougars will have 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line, right around midfield after a great return by Samaj James. 3 wide receiver set. Again, we don't see Lance Moise in the backfield. So they hand this one off to Eureka. The defensive line of Eureka, they will give him forward progress. Stopped right around the line of scrimmage, but the defensive line, this is the best showing we have seen all season from this Red Devil defensive line, as they have really stepped up against a very run-heavy team, a team that can come out and really ground and pound line up and try to push you off the ball. They have done such a great job here early.
Yeah, in the first quarter, you see 14-0, and you're thinking, uh-oh, this offense isn't getting anything going. This defense isn't able to stop the run attack. But it's totally flipped script here in the second quarter. Great job by this defense, really locking down the backfield. And the offense obviously scoring 14 points this quarter.
As now Concordia Chicago, the Cougars will be forced to take their 3rd and final timeout with 3 minutes left. Could come to be very big here. As with great field position, 3 minutes left, Concordia is going into this drive thinking we have to get on the board. But having to take their timeout right here with 3 minutes and 1 second on the clock, tied at 14 after a big stop by the Red Devil defense, really changes the outlook of things.
Should report to the Eureka College sideline of the field at this time if you've not yet done so.
3:01. Again, thank you to our sponsors for this contest. We'd like to thank Herod Law Firm PC for making this broadcast possible, as we hope you will check out all of these stats and post-game write-ups, pre-game write-ups for future contests at EurekaRedDevil.com. Check out all of the Red Devil sports, as now we have football, soccer, and volleyball in full swing. Make sure you check up on everything. Check out our live streams at the YouTube page. The links can be found right there on the website. And make sure you turn in weekly, as we will be here bringing you all of the action from McKenzie Field. As now the Cougars take the snap. They're looking to go deep down the right sideline. That pass out of reach of the wide receiver. We have seen the Cougars take a few shots downfield every time. Looks like they've been looking to test Sutton downfield out of the slot, but the ball has been just out of the reach of the receiver's hands each of the last couple times. 3-4 yards long. You'd rather miss long than short, but these balls have just not been on the money for the Cougars. See a 3rd and 10 from the 48-yard line. Could look to be a big Red Devil stop. 2:55 left here in the first half. So man up on the outside. Now we see Sutton drop back to the safety spot. See some communication looking to go down the right side again. But the defensive line with the pressure, as they will hit home. A sack there by Austin McCarty. Steps up from the linebacker spot. This defensive line showing out at homecoming, finding home with another sack. The defensive line getting pressure, letting their linebackers open up some space. They find home. Timeout by the Red Devils. 2:39 in the second quarter as the Red Devils look to get the ball back in great position to strike right before the end of the half. Great job by the Red Devils. This crowd is fired up. The defense is fired up. Kyle, I don't know about you, but I have to think this is the best we've seen the Red Devil defense play this season. This stretch after the 14-0 lead for the Cougars can be deflating for a defense, but this defense took it in stride. They have stepped up, and this is the best stretch of football we've seen from that Red Devil defense.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We obviously haven't been able to be at the away games, but we've seen the scores, and we've seen the 2 games at home so far. There's no doubt about that this is the best defensive quarter of the year for the Red Devils.
This defense, this linebacking core has certainly stepped up. The defensive line is what I have been so impressed with, Kyle. As they have stepped up, you see the pressure on the outside, containing, not letting the quarterback shift the pocket, not letting him get outside, not letting Aubrey Rome get his receivers time to get open, and the linebackers just hitting home on the blitz. So important as the punt here, the rugby-style punt for the Cougars, as Douglas will fair catch this right around the 25-yard line.
Number 1, Jimmy Douglas III.
So, Kyle, if you're in the play caller's shoes here, 2:32 in the first half, tied 14-14, right around the 26-yard line. What's your play call here coming out of the change of possession?
You got to go for it as much as possible here. Don't be conservative at all. You have all this momentum. You have the crowd behind you. It's one of the best quarters, like we've said multiple times already, that you've played all year. You got to squeeze as much out of it as possible.
Yeah, this set coming out, Jokem's in the backfield with the 2 wide receiver set. You see the tight end and the fullback in on the formation. So now Barth will take it, fake that pitch as he will take that shot deep down the left sideline. Caught by Douglas, but he is out of bounds. That'll be incomplete. Again, that pass incomplete, but I like where Barth misses on that ball. You miss towards the sideline. That way, you put it in a position where only your man can catch it. I like the play call there, taking the shot deep down side, and you fake that pitch to the left side that has just been gashing this defense all day. They're forced to bite. Douglas was well defended on the play. As you know, no defense in this conference is going to leave him open. They're going to have multiple men on him at any point. But I like where Barth puts that ball. He gives his man a chance, just out of bounds, incomplete. You live to see another down, 2nd and 10. So now they will just pitch it to the left side here as Hughes tries to cut back up. Cuts up, great gain by Hughes as he meets his first defender right around the line of scrimmage. Cuts up, picks up a 9-yard gain. That'll be 3rd and 1 from the 35-yard line.
And we say it again and again, but that's got to be what, like the 8th halfback pitch we've seen in the first half here for the Red Devils.
You see the quick pitch out of the shotgun set. They're going to the weak side of the field. We just see it time and time again. We saw the first play of the drive. They fake that pitch because they know the defense is keying in on that, and they just can't stop it. They fake the pitch, try the shot deep. Next play, they come right back to that pitch. Now they hand it up to Hughes up the middle. He is met immediately. So he tries to get what he can. Looks like that spot will be favorable for the Red Devils, as that will be good for a first down, as they will move the sticks. First down for the Red Devils from the 36-yard line. The clock is ticking, 1:30. The Red Devils looking to hurry here. 1:30. The Red Devils have full control of the rest of this half, trying to score. 2 timeouts left as the clock is ticking. They will hurry to the line of scrimmage for a wide receiver spread. They get the snap, quick snap, the screen to Jimmy Douglas. He is tripped. Unfortunately, he will go down after a gain of 2, and the Red Devils will call a timeout, their second timeout of the first half. 1:16 left, all tied at 14. Douglas, unfortunately, you just look downfield. You get your mind moving a little bit quicker than your feet right there, unable to stay up. He goes down after a gain of 2.
Yeah, just trying to make a move around the defender before he had his feet completely under him. But the Red Devils had that timeout. They can use 1:16 here. And we've seen the quick strike ability of this offense. We haven't totally seen it today. We've seen the possibility of it with that long pass to Douglas out of bounds. But they can definitely score here.
This offense, we've seen the quick strike ability. Certainly you have a lot of talent. You have a lot of guys who can be big play threats at any point. We see now Sam Walter will check into the game at the halfback position, a speedy back, a slighter frame, but you get him in space and he's going to make some guys miss. For a wide receiver set, you have to think 2nd and long. Obviously, 1:16. You're going to try to make some big plays here as Barth drops back. He's looking to shift the pocket. He dumps that one off to Walter. Walter looks to make a man miss. Dragged down. Great tackle there by Henning of the Cougars as he prevents the Red Devils from coming up with a big first down.
Number 4, Sam Walter on the reception. Once again,
yeah, nice move by Walter there, making a man miss, getting to the middle of the field, gaining around 9 yards. We got 35 seconds here, Thomas. They're not making it easy on themselves here.
That played 30 seconds. The clock is ticking, as it looks like now the Red Devils may just try to run this clock out. You didn't get the looks you wanted on the first few plays of the drive. As the Red Devils will look to run this clock out in the first half. Take this one into halftime, tied at 14. So they take the timeout here, 2 seconds left. They may look to take one more shot to end the half.
Timeout. Eureka. Their third.
You have to love the way the Red Devils ended the first half of action here, Kyle. Down 14-0. Your back's against the wall. You're deep in the corner. And this Red Devil offense just came out absolutely firing. Ties it up at 14. All the momentum's on their side. They're going to kick off to start the second half. But this team, it seems like the Red Devils are winning this game regardless of the score.
Yeah, you're definitely doing a great job taking this momentum into the halftime break. It's unfortunate, though, this drive. It looked like they were going to be able to get something going, maybe get some points on the board before the half. Unfortunately, it just kind of skidded out a little bit, and they're going to run it out here. They have one more shot at it, but unless something crazy happens, it looks like we're going to be tied at half.
You see they put all the receivers out on the field as it looks like they will go with 4 men spread to the right side. Walter spread behind a trips look. And Douglas, the lone man on the near side of your screen, trying to make something happen. Just certainly hoping for the best. The snap goes to Barth. Barth looking to chuck this one deep. He loads up, sends this one deep into a crowd. Incomplete, but the Red Devils go into half tied at 14. The Red Devils finished out the half very strong. Great job for this team, tying it up at 14, going into half tied, looking to come out. They have all the momentum, Kyle. They come out of the half. You start down 14-0, but you come out, close it out strong at homecoming, and they're just looking to finish strong. Folks, we're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned as we'll be bringing you a halftime interview with LeAnthony Reasonover, arguably the most prolific player in the history of the Red Devil program, a guy you've heard us call his name so many times in the past. Great guy. We have him up here in the booth looking to bring you a quick interview. We're sure you will love it. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly.
14, Caitlin Eaton Bain. Bain was one of the most prolific EC athletes as a scorer, distributor, and driving force behind Eureka women's basketball teams from 2010 to 2014. She remains the program's all-time leader in points, 1,960. Scoring average 20.9. Field goals 631. Free throws 626. And holds the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference record in all-time points, 1960, and single-season scoring average, 22.8. The 2012 SLIAC Player of the Year and 2011 SLIAC Newcomer of the Year was a four-time All-SLIAC honoree, including 3 first-team selections. A 3-time SLIAC All-Tournament selection, a 3-time D3 Hoops All-Region Choice, and a 2011-12 D Hoops Preseason All-American. Let's hear it for Caitlin.
Hello and welcome back to McKenzie Field at Pete Fiorito Stadium as we are back at halftime there honoring the homecoming court here on the field. Again, thank you to everyone for making homecoming possible here. A great weekend at Eureka College. Once again, I'm Thomas Harrison. Kyle Cashdaw is with me on the color call, but we are fortunate enough to bring you Leanthony Reason over here at halftime for a quick interview. The most prolific player in the history of Red Devil football. If you got to watch him play ever in person, you were up for a treat. This man, 2018 Division III Football.com preseason All-American, College Football America Yearbook Division III starting lineup, 2017 Coaches All-American, 2017 UMAC Offensive Player of the Year, D3 Football All-West Region, three-time UMAC All-First Team selection, the D3 Football Player of the Week twice, and the UMAC Offensive Player of the Week 7 times. This guy was a show to watch in himself. Leanthony, how have you been? What have you been up to since we have seen you make your departure from Red Devil football?
Well, thanks for having me, first and foremost. It's been great. Graduating, moving to Phoenix, Arizona, working out there, was doing some little coaching, and just kind of living life and having a good time.
Yeah, well, great to see you coming back for homecoming, a program you meant so much to. These guys, you know a lot of these guys. That first half of action, nobody better to analyze what happened than you, a guy who has been on the field, done it so many times himself. What did you see in that first half that you liked? What did you see that the Red Devils might need to tighten up in the second half to kind of break away in this ball game?
Well, in the first half, I definitely seen us come out and start a little bit slow. It's not something we usually do, but it was great seeing us come together, stay the course, down 2 scores early, to be able to come back, tie that, going to halftime. That was big.
It's great look from the Red Devils again, tying it up at 14. We saw them get a couple drives offensively. That drive, the defense making a couple big stops, starting the Red Devils in the red zone themselves. This defense has stepped up. What did you see defensively that really gave the Red Devils that edge?
Just them coming together on the sideline, having more intensity, focused aggression, and just going out there playing as a team. And when they really start to do that, you start to see things come to course.
And we've seen head coach Kurt Barth loves having these alums on the sideline. We see a lot of alumni in the coaching staff. You guys, alumni, always welcome on the sideline here at Eureka College. You have to think to these guys, it means a lot seeing a guy like you who had such a great career coming back on the sideline. They see your presence. It's great for them. We talk about your great career. Leanthony, rattle off your accolades. One of just a few players, less than 20 in the history of NCAA football that ever eclipsed 6,000 yards rushing. What did it mean to you to put up those kind of numbers? We know you love your team. You were a big team-first guy. You want to see the team work so well together. What did it mean to you to eclipse those numbers?
It was just a testament to my hard work and just doing my part to the best of my ability, knowing that it was some games the workload was going to be a little bit more than the week before or anything like that, but just knowing that my teammates have complete faith and trust in me and just had trust in every play I did everything that I was doing. So.
And we know, as a guy, you had so many moments, so many big plays, so many game-breaking plays, so many moments people remember. Is there any one moment that really sticks out to you when you can think of your 4-year career, so dominant for 4 years? Is there any one play that sticks out to you in your mind that when you look back on your career, that's the play you think of?
To be honest, there's not really a single play that I think of. I think about all the plays now that I'm done. I could have scored. The plays I could have made this move and didn't. The plays that I was tired. I knew I had a little bit more in the tank. So that's the more the thing that stick with me now. Those what ifs, more than the plays. It was so many. It's hard to just kind of pull out one at a 4-year career. So.
And I think that is just a testament to the kind of guy you are. You don't think about what you did. You think of what could have been. And such a big thank you from everyone here in Red Devil Nation. All these fans. There's not a person here in the stadium that doesn't know your name. They know exactly what you did for this program. On behalf of everyone, thank you for what you did. Thank you for the kind of guy you are. Just shows coming back. You talk about in Arizona now, coaching, trying to pass that on to the next level, but you're still here just trying to pass it on to the next level, Red Devils. Leanthony, thank you so much for everything. Thanks for coming back.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
We appreciate it, and we'll be right back. We have about 3.5 minutes left before the end of the half here, as Kyle and I will be back on after a quick break, bringing you all of the action here in the second half at McKenzie Field. Hello and welcome back to McKenzie Field at Pete Fiorito Stadium. As I'm Thomas Harrison, alongside me on the call for the second half is Kyle Cashdollar. We're bringing you all of the action here from the 41st annual homecoming at Eureka College. Thank you so much to Anthony Reasanover for stopping by here at the half, give you a quick interview. So fun to see him back at the field, back with the program. A guy that you really, unless you've been here the past few years, I don't know if we can really make you understand exactly how much he meant to this program. Head coach Kurt Barth really took this program from a place that was really in the dirt, down in the dumps, to a power in this conference in the past 4 years especially. And Anthony Reasanover, a big part of that, one of the most prolific backs in the history of Division III football. Like we mentioned, less than 20 backs in the history of college football have ever eclipsed 6,000 yards in a career, and Anthony was able to do that here at Eureka. A guy that battled through injury, a guy that fought through everything. And like he mentioned, my favorite part of that interview, Kyle, when he mentioned it's not the plays that he made that he thinks about, it's the plays where he thinks about what he could have done. He thinks about the opportunities he missed, and that shows you exactly what kind of player he was. A great player. Love to have him back. A guy you have to think on the sidelines, guys look up to somebody like that. They've heard all about him in the program. When they see him coming back in Arizona now, flying all the way back, investing himself in the program, just reinvesting in this place, certainly a good look for the program. These guys all fired up. Love to see it. As we are tied at 14, getting ready to kick off here to start the second half. Tanner Kenny will tee this one up. Tied at 14, the Red Devils made a great push late in the half after falling behind 14-0. Tie this one up. You have to think momentum on the side of the Red Devils. The defense was playing very good football going into the half. You hope they come out to a hot start. You hope the halftime stoppage wasn't enough to slow them down.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never know. The Concordia Chicago could come out here and just totally flip that on a dime.
As the squib kick will be down short of the 35-yard line. A nice squib. Tanner Kenny won a low roller. The ball, a lot of spin on it, hopped up. Fortunately enough for the Cougars, able to corral that one. A tough ball to corral, but they pick it up, get it to the 35-yard line. The Red Devil defense here, we've seen the linebackers make a couple of big plays, but of course their opportunities have come from this defensive line. Has really turned it on here late in the first half. Hopefully looking to come out and start the second half with that same kind of intensity. As Jackson Aubrey will get the Cougar offense set against this Red Devil defense. No deep safeties, so they look to hand that one off. Trying to bounce to the right side is Moise. Moise pushed out of bounds after a 4-yard gain. Moise, one of the top rushers in the country in Division III football coming into the contest. We didn't see a lot of him in the first half, Kyle.
No, we saw him early on, and we had we emphasized him that the Red Devils are going to have to stop him. And then we didn't see him about, halfway or so through the first quarter on through the rest of the half. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out the rest of the game.
Yeah, very interesting to see as he picks up 3 yards, pushed out of bounds there. This Red Devil defense, a nice stop on the first play coming out of the half. You want to see them come out firing. They will hand off to Moise again. Julius Payton overruns that one just a little bit, forces Moise to cut back up. He picks up about 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 43-yard line. You force a third down right out of the break, a 3rd and short. The run right there, Julius Payton, the defensive line, still getting some pressure. Just great vision in the backfield there by the Cougars as he is able to put his foot in the ground, cut up field as Julius Payton was just breathing down his neck, really getting a great jump off the ball. Again, the low snap, they will hand off. They look to go to the counter, trying to go to the outside, forced to cut back, and the Red Devil defense steps up. That is a loss of 2 right around the 40. Big stop, 3 and out right away. Lance Moise looking to cut back, and Mason Diedrich comes along the backside. Again, the defensive line just really shift the line of scrimmage as Moise tried to get the edge there on the right side. That's all plugged up, tries to cut it back, and Mason Diedrich, great pursuit on the backside, able to swallow that one up. It'll be 4th and 5 from the 40 as the punt team takes the field.
Yeah, tried to find a hole there, couldn't find one, and that was what bought the defense enough time to get him.
That punt, a low roller, takes a good Cougar bounce. It'll be down at the 20-yard line of the Red Devils from the left hash. They will start possession 3 and out. The defense picks up right where they left off. The defense has been dominant since going down 14-0, as they have not allowed the Cougars to pick up yardage at all. Great to see for this Red Devil defensive unit, as you've seen them struggle at times throughout the course of the season. This Cougar team has tried to make their presence known on the ground. The Red Devil defensive line stepped up, linebackers stepping up. The defensive backs have played a great game in the secondary. Now the Red Devil offense takes the field once again, looking to take their first lead of the contest.
And it's starting to sprinkle here a little bit. We'll see how that affects throwing the ball, if at all.
As Barth looks to shift the pocket right, he is rolling out right. He has a man underneath. He gets that one just dropped by Douglas. Douglas was able to get his hands on it, but like you mentioned, just started to sprinkle. You can see Barth going to the towel pre-snap, trying to get the hands dried off. Jimmy Douglas just unfortunately running towards the sideline, off the hands, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20. You saw Douglas going on the out route, and right there, quarterback Drew Barth gives him the high five. He knows he's going to go right back to Douglas. Something like that's not going to deflate Barth. It's not going to keep him from going back, as he knows that's a playmaker. Barth did a great job of extending that play. The wide receivers did a great job of just keeping in their routes. They didn't give up on the play, trying to get open, working their way back to the ball. Unfortunately incomplete, but the Red Devils will live to see another down. As now they hand it off to Hughes. Hughes met immediately up the middle, as he is tackled after a gain of a short 3 up to the 23-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Red Devils.
He picks up 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Red Devils.
The Red Devils here 3rd and long. Half think they're going to look to go to the air again. You have to really key for this offense. Where do you line up Jimmy Douglas? We've seen him on the outside trying to go deep in the slot. You see him. He's so great. The quick moves, runs great routes, great short routes through the middle of the field. As now we see him line up in the slot, as we see Brett Charlton to his right on the near side of the screen. The defense backs off a little bit, gives him a little bit of space. So now it looks like he will run the wheel as they try to go out to Charlton. Charlton able to haul that one in at the 30, right around the sticks. First down for the Red Devils at the 31-yard line. The presence of mind, the awareness there by Brett Charlton to get to the sticks. That route, he cut it off exactly at the sticks. Knew where he had to be. Corrals that one. Great play call. Great route there by Brett Charlton.
And that's the second time that we've seen Barth go to Charlton on a 3rd down play. And both times he's known right where the sticks are, like you said, and was able to convert the first down.
Charlton, a guy who's been hindered by injury in his first couple seasons, had a lot of promise here. Transfer, went to Illinois State University to run track, originally out of high school. We mentioned a high school state 100-meter champion. This guy can fly, but just hindered by injuries throughout the course of his career here at Eureka. Great to see him healthy again, see the impact he can make, as he is a sure-handed guy with that kind of speed. Certainly going to find separation, gets the first down. That run will make it 2nd and 8 for the Red Devils as they look to move this ball. Put together steady drives. You see it's starting to cool off, starting to sprinkle a little bit. Keep this defense of the Cougars on the field as long as you can. Just wear these guys out, get into the end zone, and get this lead here to start the second half. Drops back to pass is Barth. He's looking down the right side. He gets that one to Crittenden. The tight end, he makes a man miss, and he is brought down after a gain of 15 at the 47-yard line. First down for the Red Devils. Crittenden, a big body on the outside, big physical body. Gets open, sure-handed, makes that catch, makes a man miss, and brought down at the 47-yard line. See Burris check back into the game. Crittenden, a guy we didn't see too heavily involved in the passing game in the first couple of weeks, but here, such a big body, he can be a matchup issue for so many defenses. As you see, not a lot of guys in Division III that can cover a body like that. So give it to Joe Hughes. He, again, just moving the pile, drives the pile ahead for a gain of 3 at the 50-yard line. He is right at midfield at his 2nd and 7 for the Red Devils.
You know, the Red Devils aren't getting a ton of chunk plays here on this drive, but they are chewing up the clock like crazy. Already only 10 minutes left in this 3rd quarter.
Like you mentioned, Kyle, 10, 15, and ticking on the clock, right at midfield, 2nd and 7. Defense comes out, big 3 and out, and the offense now looking to drive, wear down the defense. Quarterback Drew Barth takes a snap. He fakes the handoff to Jokums. He tries to go up the middle, but he is stopped by a herd of Cougars there as he has brought down a loss of 1 at the 49-yard line of Eureka.
It'll be 3rd and
Seen that read option much more there. Barth just knew great pressure from the Cougars. Not a lot of room to work. Just sure-handed. Keep that one himself. Just tuck it. Try to get back what you can. Drop for a loss of 1. 3rd and long for the Red Devils. It's now 4 wide receiver set. See Jokums in the backfield alongside Barth. And now the Cougars, you see a coach sprinting down the sideline trying to get that timeout call. Certainly saw a matchup they didn't like. Doing everything they can to get the timeout. Not sure what they saw, but they knew Eureka certainly had the advantage. Forced to call a timeout very early here in the second half.
That coach was quick. That was like a 4.5-second 40 time there.
Yeah, he was running down the sideline trying to get that timeout off as quickly as possible. Look at the matchup. Eureka has done a great job forcing Concordia Chicago to be uncomfortable. They have forced the Cougars to use a couple timeouts at inopportune times. You have to think advantage Eureka there as they force Concordia. Use a timeout here early in a close game. That can certainly come back to be a major factor here late in the fourth quarter. 9:22 left in the third quarter, all tied at 14. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Herod Law PC, for bringing this contest to you over the airwaves. Thank them. As you might notice this season, the scoreboard at the bottom of your screen with the play clock tied directly to the scoreboard, so you have all of the up-to-minute score and time action as Barth gets a snap. He is forced to roll out right as he's facing pressure. He steps up, makes a man miss, goes deep down the field. He has Jimmy Douglas. Touchdown, Red Devils, as quarterback Drew Barth moves the pocket, keeps the play alive, and he finds a speed demon down the sideline in Jimmy Douglas. Touchdown, Douglas's 11th of the season. Drew Barth throws that one deep. Incredible ball on the run. Steps up, the presence of mind, keeps his eyes downfield. That's a man in a situation. He's got the mobility. He can look to run whenever he wants. But he steps up, keeps his eyes downfield. Douglas doesn't give up on the play. 53 yards to the house for the Red Devils as they are on top for the first time in this contest, up 20-14.
Yeah, great pass there, but unbelievable awareness by Barth, knowing he was right around the line of scrimmage there. It looked like about, I don't know, half his body maybe was passed, but as long as you have any part of your body behind it, you are good. He knew that, found Douglas 4-6.
He knew exactly where his receivers were downfield, keeping his eyes down there. He had a D tackle chasing him, but Barth knows he's going to win that foot race 9 times out of 10. Steps up, delivers a beautiful ball downfield to Douglas, getting separation. He knows how much of an advantage it is to have a quarterback that your wide receivers know they face pressure. You don't have to immediately give up on the route, maybe work back. Douglas was still working downfield the entire time Barth is rolling out. He was going from the far side of the field over the middle, and Barth able to step up, lob that one deep, that ball on the money. We've seen Barth show it off this season. He has really been able to showcase his arm here in his senior contest. Incredible job there by Barth, getting that one downfield to Douglas. Kick was good by Kenny, 21-14, 9:05 in the third quarter. The Red Devils have certainly come out, kept the momentum on their side. The defense, big 3 and out. The offense rewards the defense for their efforts. 21-14 Red Devils. Kenny now will tee this one up, looking to kick it off deep as Concordia Chicago goes up 14-0 early. We really haven't seen a lot from them since, Kyle. They've really kind of sputtered on offense. Their defense has struggled to contain this Red Devil offense. If you're the coach of Concordia Chicago, what are you saying to your guys at this point?
Keep trying, I guess. I mean, get back to what you were doing in the first quarter. It was completely dominant from the Cougars. Not really sure what changed besides the Red Devils defense just stepping up.
Great to see as these guys showing out for homecoming. This a contest, of course, everyone looks forward to, as that kick will go through the back of the end zone. The Cougars will bring the ball out at the 30. But a homecoming contest, you know it's going to be a big crowd. You know everyone's out here all day tailgating, the athletic department bringing out a band, great tailgate lot, great atmosphere pregame. Here the stands full and everyone is excited to see this Red Devil team back at home after a 5-week absence on the road. This team just really looking to come out and make their presence known. They've dropped a couple contests, and this team knows they're disappointed in themselves. They know they want to step it up, put on a show. They know they're trying to get back on track and get back into conference title contention. As a 3-2, you're certainly not out of it, but they are trying to get right back into a great spot, as that pass will end up being a loss of 3. The Cougars better off if you just drop that ball. No gain, but there they lose a couple yards on the completion. 2nd and long for the Cougars. But this Red Devil team just trying to show that they're still a conference favorite. They dropped a contest to Aurora, but this Red Devil team really didn't think that was them. They thought they had a couple mishaps. They thought they defeated themselves. So now the handoff here, the jet sweep to the outside, forcing the man to turn back up, and once again swallowed after a gain of a short 1. It'll be 3rd and 11 from the 24-yard line.
First tackler on the play was number 94, Caleb Merritt, the local boy here from Eureka on the
Red Devil
tackle.
defense lining up once again, a 3rd and long. If they can get back-to-back 3-and-outs, this defense rolling. This offense gets a 2-score game, but the way this game is going, the Red Devils have to certainly like their chances. 3 wide receiver set, 2 men in the backfield alongside Aubrey. Aubrey, the play action fake, looking right side, looking for the quick hitter, picked off in the secondary by the Red Devils, and it looks like they will take this one all the way back to the house. Pick 6 by the Red Devils. Touchdown going up by 2 scores. Nehemiah Butler, the sophomore safety out of Elmwood, Illinois, read that one beautifully, picked it off, takes it down the sideline to the house. Touchdown, Red Devils up 27-14. 2 scores. They don't even need the offense back to get it to 2 scores. The defense will do it themselves. The best defensive showing we have seen by this Red Devil team by far. Certainly love to see it at homecomings. These guys have come out and put on a show.
Yeah, awesome play by Butler. They're jumping the route. I don't know if the quarterback just didn't see him or what, because he threw that right into his arms.
Go for the quick hit. Looked like they go play action, possibly an RPO, but I have to think that was just a design, the way how quickly he got it out. I don't know how much he read, and he just tried to immediately get that one to his receiver over the middle. Picked off by Butler down the left sideline. He had all kinds of room to run. Gets out into the end zone. It's here delay of game, penalty will back the Red Devils up, but still certainly in Tanner Kenny's range. Great defensive plays. The defense will get regrouped, ready to take the field once again right after that pick 6. Big swing here. Red Devils up 27-14. That kick is up. Make it.
The kick is no good.
They pushed left. Looked like it was close right by the upright, but just pulled it to the left. No good. 27-14.
Concordia 14.
That extra point no good, unfortunately, for the Red Devils. 27-14 is now Tanner Kenny will look to kick this one deep. .746 left here in the 3rd quarter. The defense looking again to step up here. They've stopped the run now on the passing defense. The secondary, we've seen their struggles a little bit against Aurora. We saw a very wide passing attack, a spread offense from Aurora as they were looking to air that one out. But the defense here has stepped up. A couple weeks off. They had a bye week. Back here at home, it looks like they have some things figured out. Great job by the Red Devils.
Once again, number 1, Tanner Kenny getting ready to kick off for the Red Devils.
As that one will fall off the tee, a little bit of wind here on the field as they will tee this one up once again. Looking to kick it deep, 7:46. The Red Devils can really break this one open here again with a big stop on defense. They get this game to 3 scores, and they can kind of slow this one down, really play their own game, just start playing the clock management game. That kick will go out of the back of the end zone
Once again,
for a
into the
touchback.
end zone by number 1, Tanner Kinney.
Ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. And quarterback Jackson Aubrey will lead the Cougars back onto the field, looking to get something going. Going up 14-0 early. We haven't seen a lot from the offense since.
Yeah, it's really crazy how this game has just totally turned. It's like the teams just totally switched. Early on, we saw the Red Devils were lethargic, much like the Cougars are on offense now. And this defense has just stepped up and shut them down.
So 3 wide receiver set, 2 men in the backfield. The Red Devils will just rush for the read option look up the middle. But a flag comes in that looks like it'll be a hold on number 71, Luis Garcia.
Tackle by number 49, Alexander Britton.
Tackled by Britton after a short gain, but it looks like the flag came in the area of a hold. And now we'll get the official call on the field,
Holding.
as it will be a holding
75.
on the Cougars.
Penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from inside their own 20-yard line. The defense here certainly excited, hyped up. They want to make another big stop.
Cougars on their own 15.
Looking to get another 3 and out. So they're on a little bit of a streak here. I believe that's 3 straight 3 and outs this defense is forced. Aubrey takes a snap, play action fake. He's looking downfield to his right. He steps up, facing pressure from the Red Devil defense. He tries to roll out, throws across his body. Great position there by the Red Devils. Picked off in the secondary. The Red Devils with another interception. That one picked off by number 15, Adrian Walker. That transfer from Iowa Wesleyan. That ball thrown up. The wide receiver just lost that one up in the sky. Walker looking like a punt return there as he makes a play on the ball. Easy interception. The second straight turnover, and the Red Devil defense is rolling right now, giving it right back to the offense, giving them the ball and saying, you know what, go close this one out, go try to put this out of reach.
Yeah, I don't know that you can blame that interception on the quarterback there. Is weird. The receiver just kind of stopped, didn't even look for the ball, then saw the defensive back react to it, and then kept going. Just not completing the play there.
Yeah, Aubrey really just throwing up a prayer on that one as he hoped. He rolled out, kept the play alive, saw a lot of pressure, but going across his body, throws that one up. And Adrian Walker just had a free play on that ball. Great job by the Red Devil defense as he knew exactly where the quarterback's eyes were, knew where the ball was, and like you said, Kyle, the wide receiver just lost it. Just let Adrian Walker make the play on it as Jackson Aubrey with his second interception in as many drives as the Red Devils here now 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard gain by Hughes.
We got Jimmy Douglas down at the bottom here, one-on-one.
It's now the handoff, a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 1 just short of midfield for the Red Devils. As you mentioned, Kyle, the one-on-one look, you have to think, of course, the Red Devil coaching staff has noticed that, as I'll take a one-on-one Jimmy Douglas matchup any day of the week, as it looks like they're just totally ignoring the safety coverage over the top.
Yeah, he just came off the field, though. It looked like he might have been having a cramp or something like that. It doesn't look too serious. There's no trainer around him.
So now the snap, the quick pitch to the left side. They give it to Hughes. He lowers the shoulder, met the line of scrimmage, but he is able to drive good for a first down for the Red Devils, a gain of 3. He will cross the midfield stripe. He is at the 48-yard line. First down for the Red Devils. Now Walter will check into the game for Hughes. Again, that quick pitch to the left side has been good for a consistent 3 to 4 yards. You hope to get more on each play, but the 3 to 4 yards, if you can get that every time, certainly up by a couple scores, you'll take that any day of the week. Now wide receiver spread out wide. Barth takes a snap, hands it off to Walter. Walter tries to cut back. cuts back at the left side. He has a good yardage for a first down.
It is a
Dropped
first
short of the
down
30 at the
carry by number
31-yard
4,
line.
Sam
Walter
Walter.
makes one-man
Sam
miss. He
Walter
broke a
on the
tackle
first
right around
down
line of
carry.
scrimmage and able to burst the quick speed, the agility,
Tackle on the
able to
play
pick up
by
about
number
15
20,
yards. Good for a
Julian
Red Devil
Sierras.
first down at the 31-yard line. As you mentioned, Kyle, we saw Jimmy Douglas check out of the contest. Looked like he was cramping. He's on the sideline just trying to get loose. Certainly nothing serious. Good to see. He's just trying to stretch out. Walter still in at running back for the Red Devils. So they go the quick pitch to the right side this time. As he tries to get the edge, he looks to cut back, cut down at the 30-yard line after a short gain.
Number
Second
4,
and long for the Red
Sam
Devils.
Walter is to the 30-yard
You know, you
line.
said a
It'll be
little bit ago that
second for the
if the Red Devils can maybe get a 3-score lead, then they can start running the ball, really just slow the game down, eat a bunch of clock. That's what they're doing here with 2 scores. They've already chewed up about 3 minutes since they got that interception. That's clearly the game plan here. They're just cutting through this defense on the ground.
Well, it's one thing to just chew up the clock, but when you can move the ball like they have, they're just putting together a steady drive, still moving the ball very well as they give it to Jokums. Now he is dropped right around the line of scrimmage at the 30.
Ball
Be a third and long, the
carrier
first
is
third and long this team has
28,
faced
Grant
here in the second
Jokums.
half. But the Red Devils really putting together a nice drive running the ball. If you can kill a clock and still drive down the field, try to put some points on the board, the more power to you. As this team, the offensive line has played very well today. We've seen a couple times when Barth has seen pressure, but Barth with a mobile quarterback who's great at throwing on the run. We've seen him roll out that touchdown pass to Douglas, 53 yards on a dime from the run trying to roll out. So now he will drop back, has a man open over the middle, tries to swing it out to Jokums. Jokums look like he has the corner, good for a first down. He is cut down just short of the 20-yard line, but that'll be good for a first down. He has tackled a yard past the marker at the 21-yard line. First down for the Red Devils. Great read there by Barth, working through his progressions. He had a man open in the middle of the field in Crittenden, about 3 yards short of the first down marker. He gives it to Jokums, sees he has some space. Why not give it to a former All-State back in high school? Let him work in open field.
Well, yeah, you don't want to force anything either. That way, even if you don't get the first down, the clock is still running, and you're able to get this close to the fourth quarter.
As now first and 10 just outside the red zone. Barth will keep it himself. We see again, unfortunately, a flag come in from the back judge in the area of holding. Barth picked up about 4 yards. He would have been in the red zone, but the flag came in from the backside. Looked like it might be a holding on that left side of the line. You see they'll discuss it. Yeah, I think the longer they discuss it, maybe the better chance for the Red Devils.
Personal foul, offense.
But it will unfortunately be a personal foul, hands to the face penalty on the Red Devil offensive line. That'll be number 79, Martin Lesesny, a junior out of Joliet, played a big role in that conference run last year, a big part of this offensive line this season, moving to left tackle.
Correction, personal foul, hands in the face, defense.
There you go.
There we go. Now we see, of course, the ball is moving in the favor of the Red Devils. That will be a penalty on number 79 of the Cougars. That Jeremiah Glenn, a defensive lineman out of Austin, Texas. First and goal for the Red Devils inside the 10. From the 8-yard line, the Red Devils line up with 2 men split to the near side of your screen. It's a play action fake, looking to the right side, rolls out, lobs this one up to the corner, trying to go Jimmy Douglas. That'll be pass interference or the holding call in the end zone. That'll be first and goal once again, half the distance to the goal. As unfortunately, it looks like Jimmy Douglas was once again cramping in the end zone. But that will certainly be a penalty on the Cougars, a holding call, pass interference.
Number 2. By rule, the ball would be placed at the 2, automatic first down.
On Griffin Boudet
Correction.
from the Cougars, but that'll be first and goal for the Red Devils. As again, Jimmy Douglas, we mentioned, he has been cramping up, comes back into the contest here. They tried to go to the corner. Drew Barth just lobbed that one up for him, let the speedster go get it. Unable to come down with it, incomplete, but draws the penalty. A guy like that, he doesn't get anything in the stat column for that, but you look so many times those guys deep downfield, if they can draw the penalty, sometimes that can be just as good as a catch. If you can get that yardage, you get those free plays. Great job there. Douglas just being a threat forces the defense to make some mistakes. .237 left here in the third quarter as we are approaching the fourth quarter of action. The Red Devils up by 2 scores, 27-14 here at the 41st annual homecoming, as Douglas will be up and walking on the sideline on his own power. Barth gets the play from the sideline, takes it back to the huddle. It'll be 1st and goal from inside the 5.
Number 34, Joe Hughes on the carry.
Joe Hughes brought down all around the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd and goal from the 3.
2nd and goal for the Red Devils on the 3 of Concordia.
We see some personnel changes here as the Red Devils went with the Wildcat look, unable to come up with anything there. 2nd and goal, again, letting the play clock run a little bit here. The clock is running under 2 minutes in the third quarter of action as we see 2 men split to the right. I wouldn't be surprised to see the quick pitch to the outside here, Kyle. As right on cue, we get it to Joe Hughes, and he waltzes into the end zone for a touchdown for the Red Devils. 3-yard touchdown for Joe Hughes, 33-14 for the Red Devils. They put together a drive that burns so much of the clock in the third quarter. Great drive for the Red Devils all around. The play calling, the clock management, so great to see as they are in full control of this ball game.
That was a nice call there, Thomas. I didn't realize I was doing the broadcast today with Tony Romo.
You see right there they line up. You just see the advantage they have on the outside, that they have gotten the edge so oftentimes. Today, the extra point up and good by Tanner Kenny. 34-14, the Red Devils with a 20-point advantage with 1:52 left in the third quarter of action. A 34-point swing, 34 points unanswered for the Red Devils here, as they have just put it on the Cougars ever since going down 14-0 early in the first quarter.
You know, Thomas, I'm just saying that maybe since the Red Devils are playing Concordia Chicago today, they shouldn't play the Blackhawks goal song after a touchdown. Maybe they should play something like Gloria or something like that.
As we see, for the folks at home, Kyle Cashdaller, big Blues guy, certainly excited they won the Stanley Cup. But again, I still like to think that we're in Blackhawks country here in Eureka, so we'll just let it play. We'll let Chelsea Dagger go all day long. The more I hear that, the better we're doing.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Let that one ring as the Red Devils getting ready to tee it up and kick off from the 35-yard line. Tanner Kenny kicks this one deep. It will hit around the 14, roll out of bounds. That will be an illegal procedure penalty on the Red Devils. As the Cougars will look to take the field, trying to get something going offensively, but this defense, turnovers on back-to-back drives, 2 straight interceptions, a pick 6, and a pick deep down the field by Walker. Cougars getting the ball at the 35. Trying to make something happen here as they are just clinging to their last life, down by 20 with everything pointing in the favor of the Red Devils. 3 wide receivers spread out wide, the 2 running back set. Jackson Aubrey takes a snap. He looks to hand off left side to Moise. Moise tries to get the corner. He cuts up, pushed out of bounds after a gain of 7. Short of the 45, right around the 44-yard line.
Officials timeout for injury.
As there is a timeout for injury on the Red Devil sideline. There is a Red Devil down. Moise, we've seen him try to hurdle a few times right there. It looks like somebody may have gotten caught up underneath him. Certainly hope everything is okay. Again, the training staff We shout them out oftentimes, giving them a lot of love just because of what they do for all these athletes across the campus, not just football. Head trainer Chris Sharkey, the trainers on the field doing a great job of keeping these athletes healthy. The changing weather conditions so oftentimes can play a factor, whether it be cramping, other injuries. As it starts to cool down here at Eureka, as we see the athlete is up and walking under his own power. Looks like he is all right. Great to see as now the Red Devil defense looks to again keep things rolling here, as it is a 2nd and short, looking to come with a stop short of midfield. Snap to Aubrey, the high snap, fumbled, controlled by Moise. He looks to cut him back upfield. Tackled after a gain of 6. Moise, he just shows the kind of athlete he is, turning that possibly muff snap up in the air. He just grabs it, takes off, picks up 6. After the Red Devils had a shot at him. Nehemiah Butler did a nice job there, though. Although it is good for a first down, Nehemiah Butler turns him back upfield to where he has some help on the inside. Doesn't try to force him to the outside. Let his man run free. Let a man cut back upfield. We have the help. The defensive line crashing back down. The linebackers, the other defensive backs coming in to help. Nice job there containing that one by Nehemiah Butler. Diedrich shows blitz. He will back off as they try to hand it off now to Moise. Moise has room up the middle. If he can outrun the Red Devils, he can find himself in the end zone, but tackled inside the 10-yard line by Walker, as Walker able to run him down. As it looked like Moise, if he could get a couple of steps, he would have been in the end zone. But Walker did a nice job of keeping with the play, pursuing him down the field as Moise rips off a big one. He has the Cougars in the red zone for the first time in the second half. Really, Kyle, the first time we've seen the Cougars in scoring position threatening to score on the Red Devils here since their first initial 14-0 lead.
And it's not surprising that they've utilized Moise every play, basically, to get them in this at this point.
So Moise, they look to go the reverse again, looking to pass to the end zone, has a couple of options, tries to go across his body, finds a wide open man. Griffin Bodette, a guy listed on the roster as a quarterback. They go to Moise, a long, because the whole Red Devil defense had shifted to the weak side of the field. Bodette finds a man across his body for a touchdown, and the Cougars are back in action on offense, trying to cut this down to a 2-score game, down 34-20.
The kick is good by number 8, Andrew Lechuga.
The kick is good by Andrew Lechuga, a sophomore kicker out of California for the Cougars. 34-21. Red Devils still up by 13 with 1 second remaining in the third quarter. So you're approaching the fourth quarter here. Kyle, up by 13. What's your game plan as the Red Devils?
Run the ball. Give it to Joe. Let him work. That's pretty much it.
So Red Devil defense there. The first time they've been gashed on the ground today, Moise just went up the middle. And again, just unable to break away. Didn't quite have the speed to get ahead of the Red Devil secondary. And then we've seen a lot of success the Cougars have had. 2 touchdowns now on the game. Line. As the horn sounds, it'll be the end of the third quarter. 34-21 heading into the fourth quarter of action here at homecoming. As the Red Devils looking to close this one out. They went 34 points unanswered before the Cougars finally get back on the board with that touchdown drive. Kyle, we've seen a lot from both sides, offensively, defensively. The Red Devils making some big plays. What are a few of the moments that stood out to you in today's game?
The turnovers, obviously, here in the second half. The 2 interceptions were huge, getting even more momentum going the Red Devils' way. But really just the second quarter as a whole was the turning point of this game. Able to keep the Cougars scoreless in the second quarter, tied up, going into the half, and then just coming out strong, like you said, in the second half, really take control of the game.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Kyle, but I'm a little surprised we didn't see more of Lance Moise in that first half. A guy, one of the top running backs in Division III football, we didn't see a lot of them in the first half. You see that last drive where they finally get back on the board. It was all Lance Moise. Even on the last play, you use him as a gadget out to the left side on the reverse. You try to get the whole defense to key on Moise. Really kind of wonder what the game plan was. They went to Eureka. Not that Eureka did a bad job, but Moise is the guy. I don't really know why they got away from that as much as they did in the first half, as now they try to go on the outside to the Red Devils, as they give that one to Walter on the jet sweep along the left side. That will be good for a gain of 6 to the 41-yard line. Like you mentioned, Kyle, just trying to run the clock as much as possible here in the fourth quarter. You're up by 2 scores. You're well in control of this contest. Keep the ball out of the hands of Concordia Chicago as much as possible in the hands of your offense, who's done such a great job for you today. They fake the pitch now. Barth tucks this one and runs. He has some room up the middle. Great read there by Barth. Up to the 50, a gain of 10. First down for the Red Devils on the Cougars side of the 50 to the 49-yard line. As much as we've seen that pitch play, you see they line up in that formation. He fakes the pitch and has all kinds of room. He sees daylight up the field. Great play call, and you build up to that play call. That's something you have in mind pregame. You know you're going to work the defense, get them trained to one play, and that's when you hit them with the keeper.
Exactly. The defense knows that pitch play is coming. They've run it so much, and then you run variations off that. We've seen the play action, like you've said, and then there, the keeper. It's just all messing with the defense. They don't know what's coming.
Right there. That play good for a short gain, short of a yard. It'll be second and a long 9 from the 49-yard line as the clock keeps ticking under 13 minutes and 30 seconds. 34-21 Eureka over the Cougars. The snap will go to Barth. Barth drops back looking to pass left side. He tries to go to Critton, and that ball will be almost intercepted, incomplete, luckily for the Red Devils, as that route was jumped by Adam Hernandez. He jumped the route. I thought he was trying to go to Crittenden underneath. That ball may have sailed on him a little bit. Hernandez almost comes away with the interception there. Thankfully for the Red Devils, incomplete as they live to see another down. Just short of the 50.
Sherry Rich behind the stadium for photos and to pick up your trophy.
Third and long for the Red Devils, as now an illegal substitution by the offense will back the Red Devils up, as they had 12 men in the huddle trying to get off the field. But unfortunately, they'll back the Red Devils up, as it will be a third and longer now on their own side of the 50. Third and 14 from the 46-yard line. As the Red Devils hurry to the line, trying to catch the Cougars off guard. On the outside, the Cougars manning up. Looks like they have a little bit of miscommunication. Barth rolling out right, trying to go downfield, and that ball knocked away again by Hernandez. Hernandez with a couple big plays defensively on this drive. The Red Devils try to shift the pocket there, work to the right side, working to the strong side of the field. Unfortunately, incomplete. So the Devils will be forced to punt this one away. The Red Devils a good punt here by Tanner Kenny. Could pin the Cougars back deep with the way our defense is playing. You know they gave up a score on the last drive, but one big chunk play. You have to have confidence in your defense here. You have to like the way they're playing. A good punt can put your defense in a very good position here, Kyle. As the high punt there. Signal for the fair catch, and unfortunately, as a good bounce for the Red Devils, but that'll be a fair catch interference on the Red Devils. As the gunner was trying to make a play on the ball, but you've got to let the return man have some room to make the play there. That'll be a fair catch interference penalty on the Red Devils. Something you can't afford to have happen. We've seen a couple penalties here by the Red Devils that we didn't see early in the contest, Kyle. Certainly things starting to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, overall, they've played a pretty tight game. No unnecessary penalties. That one you just can't have. You're up 13 points, 13 minutes left in the game. You just got to be smarter than that.
Kicking team.
So here we get the call of the fair catch interference on the Red Devils, a 15-yard penalty.
First down.
First down for the Cougars. Unfortunate for the Red Devils. You just can't afford to have those kind of mistakes. You can't afford to get lackadaisical here in the late going of the contest. You're up by 13 with 13 minutes left. Certainly, the Cougars, by no stretch of the imagination, are out of this ball game. This is still anyone's ball game. But the defense, you've got to tighten up. Special teams, you can't afford to have those errors. Aubrey looks to take the snap. Play action fake as he looks to keep it up the middle. Great play by the defensive line for the Red Devils. As that one, number 49, Alexander Britton, reads the veer beautifully, comes up with the tackle in the backfield. A loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Cougars, as Britton has played very well here in his first homecoming as a Eureka Red Devil.
2nd and 10 for Concordia.
Snap goes to Aubrey. He's looking to roll out right. Again, Britton with the pressure, lobs that one up. The wide receiver trying to come back to the ball. And it appears they will signal that was a catch. That'll be a 27-yard gain by the Cougars to the 39-yard line. Corey Dooley heard his name a little bit in the first half, quieted down certainly in the second half, but came back, worked back to the ball. Looked like Aubrey just threw that one up, threw up a prayer. But Dooley had a little bit of space, able to come back to it. Big gainer there for the Cougars. See, the Red Devils look like there's a false start, and they will blow that play dead.
Penalty flag on the play.
Again, look like the Cougars are looking forward, trying to get a free play there, but blown dead by the officials. Be a 5-yard penalty. Now they will say it's on the offense, as it looked like, again, the kind of simultaneous jump. But oftentimes you see on a play like that, the defender jumps in the tackle, just moves as a reaction, trying to draw that penalty. But fortunately for the Red Devils, they will get that call in their favor. Be a 1st and 15 for the Cougars. Cougars now hand this one off to Moise. Moise trying to break through. The Red Devil defensive line. He'll get a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 10. Back to the original line of scrimmage for the Cougars.
First tackler on the play is number
We got about just over 11 minutes here left, and the Cougars don't need to start throwing the ball every down yet, obviously, but we're almost getting to that point where if they don't come up with points here, they're in trouble and we'll have to be airing it out.
Certainly a possession when you are on the Red Devil side of the 50, you have to come away with points. It's the play action as now Britton with pressure again as that pass looks to be out of reach of the wide receiver. So we saw some people, you look like they were maybe calling for pass interference, but the back judge signaling an uncatchable ball. That ball fell out of bounds. Nice call there by official, just clearing things up, just letting people know, hey, obviously, regardless of whether or not there was contact, that ball wasn't going to be caught. Great play by the official. As sometimes you'll see a play like that, get a flag, and that's when there becomes the issue of what becomes a catchable ball. You kind of set a precedent. Great job there by the officials.
And not only that, to me it looked like the feet just got tangled up a little bit. I didn't think there was a push or anything.
Yeah, certainly nothing intentional, but the uncatchable ball, it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Cougars. They're trying to shift the pocket right. A flag comes down near the line of scrimmage as now Aubrey tries to scramble back. He faces some pressure, and he is brought down behind line of scrimmage, sacked there by number 92, Keegan Kerr, a freshman defensive lineman out of Whiteheath, Illinois. But a flag came out early on the play. Wonder, it came out around the time maybe you see a false start with the free play. Maybe that's why Aubrey held onto the ball so long. We'll have to see what the official call is here on the field, as it is, in fact, an offsides on the defense. As they call that one on Trayvon Moore on the corner. Not oftentimes you see it on the corner, but a lockdown guy likes to get a lot of pressure, likes to get some pressure off the line, likes to jam his man. Maybe just a quick first step there by Trayvon Moore. It'll be 3rd and 5, negating the sack by the Red Devils, looking to come up with a stop on a second consecutive 3rd down. Fake handoff as they will try to go up the gut here on the QB keeper. Tackled right around the first down marker as we see the near official signaling for the first down to move the sticks. Looked like it could be close, maybe a measurement, but they will go ahead and give Concordia Chicago the first down. That's where, again, the penalty comes in to hurt you as Diedrich comes up with the stop there on the read option. But the Red Devils had a sack negated by the penalty, unfortunately. Will lead to a first down for the Cougars.
For a little while there, it looked like the Red Devils were going to be able to pull away in this game, but Cougars are staying in it, and it's far from over, like you mentioned.
Again, the halfback pass now that we see. Once again from Baudette, and a flag coming out late. Looks to be a personal foul. We'll have to see which side that is on. But they fake the jet sweep. Try to go with the pass back across the middle of the field. Incomplete. Luckily for the Cougars, that wasn't picked off as that ball was thrown into a lot of traffic. But we'll wait and see the penalty call.
Ineligible player downfield, number 52 on the offense.
As they will call an ineligible man downfield on the Cougars. Number 52, David Sherry, on the play. That penalty will be declined by the Red Devils. 2nd and 10. Cougars line up once again, 3 wide receiver set. Baudette lined up at the 35, near side. Interesting formation. Now they fake the screen pass, and the running back almost fell down around the 10-yard line. Looks like he may be injured. Unfortunately for the Cougars there, as the back looks to be injured, 24, Lance Moise. As maybe you see him come up injured. Maybe that's why we didn't see him a lot in the first half, Kyle. Maybe he's battling an injury. As you saw, he was wide open, untouched immediately as he ran up the gut. Nobody there in the second level to stop him. But he was limping around the 15. Looks like he barely made it into the end zone. He almost went down. As they will take him to the bench, get him treated. Again, certainly hope everything is okay for Moise. Great athlete, great player in this conference. We have seen putting up some big numbers here as he scores a big touchdown for Concordia Chicago to make this a one-score ball game, 34-28. Under 10 minutes in the ball game. A one-score game. The Red Devils up by 6. Unfortunately for the Red Devils, they had that delay of game penalty, backed up the extra point, missed that. The 6-point game could play to be big here in the late going.
Yeah, not only that delay of game penalty, but you think just this drive, that offsides penalty, they came up with that sack. Maybe it was just a short gain by the quarterback there, but that would have forced a 4th and long. Turns into a first down and hurts the Red Devils, end up giving up points.
34-28, 9:54 as the Red Devils look to get the ball back, trying to get the momentum back on their side. After Concordia Chicago, after giving up 34 unanswered points, has been back in the scoring column with 2 touchdowns. So the Cougars look to kick it off here from the 35-yard line. Again, the pooch kick short, fielded at the 30-yard line. Brought down at the 35. Not much of a return there for the Red Devils, but on the pooch kick, you see a guy in the second line, not really one of your return guys, more of a blocking guy. You just want to see him go down. You don't even care if he takes one step at all. Just make sure you secure the ball, get down, make sure you're not giving a chance for the Cougars to try to strip that ball.
On their own 35-yard line.
Now Barth will take the field once again, 9:50 on the clock, up by 6. 3 wide receivers spread to the left side. In that formation where so oftentimes we see the quick pitch to the left side. They hand it off to Hughes. Hughes tries to cut, make a man miss, drives the pile, a gain of 7 up to the 42-yard line.
Joe Hughes to the 42-yard line. It will be 2nd and 3 for the Red Devils.
2nd and 3 for the Red Devils from the 43-yard line, letting that clock work. 25 seconds on the play clock. You have to think they will use every bit of that.
Yeah.
4 wide receiver spread.
There should be no reason on this drive they ever snap the ball with more than 5 seconds on the play clock, you would think.
As you see, quarterback Drew Barth isn't even down set before 10 seconds on the play clock. He's just sitting back, looking at the play clock, just reading it. It gets to 10, then he snaps it. But Joe Hughes picks up 3 yards. Looks like it'll be good for a first down as they'll move the sticks. First down and 10 for the Red Devils. Keep the clock moving, move the chains. Now Walter checks into the contest for Hughes. Hughes goes down in week 1. You lose Peyton Dowdy, too. Look to be the change of pace back through the course of this season. Really a running back by committee look is what you thought we were going to see coming into the season. You see those guys go down. Dowdy, unfortunately, out for the season. Hughes, fortunately enough to come back. Such a great asset to have back in your stable of backs. When a guy who can really hold on to the ball, grind late in game when you need that kind of power back, as Sam Walter will come off the edge, as now he has really taken the role of Peyton Dowdy as a change of pace back. He comes on the jet sweep to the left side, but there is a flag right around the original line of scrimmage.
Offense number 44. 10-yard penalty.
Holding on the play called on Wesley Burris, the fullback. That'll back the Red Devils up, unfortunately, back around their own 35-yard line.
You just hope that all these penalties the Red Devils are taking here in the second half just don't come back to bite them.
Yes, team has been so good avoiding penalties, especially in the first half. They did a great job of playing a clean half, and that's why they were able to come back and tie it up at 14. A few penalties, certainly looking to clean it up as you're just trying to run as much clock as possible, keep the ball out of Concordia's hands when their offense has been very good here late in the second half when they've had to turn it on. We'll get a quick timeout on the field as they're looking to get the official spot of the ball, making sure everything is right here as now the clock will start once again. Clock ticking under 8 minutes. Quarterback Drew Barth still just looking at the play clock, just winding down the time as he snaps it right around 10 seconds. Fake handoff to Walter. He keeps it up the gut. Again, big gain there by Drew Barth as he picks up 9, getting right back to the original line of scrimmage as it'll be a 2nd and long 10 for the Red Devils at the 44-yard line.
Tackle on the play by number 97, Julian
Hughes checks back in for Walters along with Crittenden, the tight end, a big blocking tight end, but he's a strong guy, really a guy you can struggle to match up with on the outside with such a big, strong, physical body. Snap to Barth. They pitch to the left side. The quick pitch. Hughes tries to cut back up. Great cut. Avoid taking a loss of yardage. Gets what he can. Picks up 2 yardage. But that cut avoids a loss of 3. Turns it into a gain of 1. It'll be a 3rd and long for the Red Devils. Kyle, 3rd and long. The clock's ticking under 7 minutes. You have a 6-point lead. What's your play call here? You have to think you're probably going pass. But what kind of route combos are you going? Are you looking to take a shot? Or are you looking to maybe get something inside out?
No, if you're going to pass the ball, you got to make it a quick completion. If you don't get the first down, at least it'll keep moving the clock.
As Barth, the empty backfield, he tries to roll out right. Burris does a nice job of picking up the blitz. Barth rolls back across his body, steps up, makes the pass downfield. Incomplete. Well defended by Concordia as they tried to get the ball to Walter deep downfield. They went in the empty backfield, a set we don't oftentimes see by the Red Devils. Burris did a nice job of picking up the pressure off the right side, allowing Barth to roll out, but across his body, tried to reset his feet quickly, unable to put enough pace on that ball to complete it to Walter. It just hung up in the air for just a little bit too long. 6:25, the Red Devils up by 6 points. Tanner Kenny takes the field at the 45 on 4th and 10. The low snap corralled by Kenny. He's able to step up, take his time. A nice punt by Kenny. goes inside looking to take a Red Devil bounce. Rolls out around the 12-yard line. Nice Red Devil bounce. Nice punt by Kenny. A directional punt. You keep it out of the hands of the returner, and you let the defense take over. They've given up a couple of scores, but you've seen what this defense can do when they're rolling. You've got to trust these guys. And we see Lance Moise on the last possession goes down hurt on that touchdown run when he goes untouched.
He's back. He's back out there on the field. It looks like his arm's hanging a little bit. There's definitely something bothering him.
Yeah, it looked like when he goes off the field, he was kind of dipping, like his arm was hanging, like you mentioned, Kyle, maybe a shoulder injury, something along those lines. Interesting to see. But a guy with that much talent that's put up those kind of numbers, you know he's not going to check himself out of this position in a ball game like this. He wants to put his team in a position to win, especially when you're on the road at a team's homecoming against a team that was picked to be the top dog in the conference. You want to show off what you can do. This guy is a ball player. He's going to be out there as much as he can be. As he gets the ball right away, a gain of 6. For his arm hanging, he still looks like he's running hard with that gain of 6.
There was a gain of 6 yards. It will be 2nd and 4 for Concordia.
2nd and 4 from the 18-yard line. This 3 wide receiver set. Once again, 2 men in the backfield. All 3 men collide in the backfield, hitting the turf. Has some miscommunication. Looks like maybe a crossbuck look, and there goes Moise down on the field. As you see, he collides with his back and his quarterback.
Timeout for injury, number 24.
And you can see Moise is hurting. He is playing hurt right now. There's a difference. We talk about the hurt and injured. He looks like he is injured. You can play hurt, but this guy is struggling right now. You have to admire the intensity and the desire right now. As these teams both coming into the contest at 3-2, 1-1 in conference. He knows if Concordia Chicago is going to have a run at the conference, this is a game they have to win. Admire that young man. As you can see, he is frustrated on the sideline that the officials even made him come out of the ball game.
Well, and after he scored that last touchdown, you saw that he was hurting. There's a line between, at least for the coaching staff, letting your guy play and recognizing that, we don't want to hurt him anymore, put him in a position to get hurt, and you just got to know that.
As that deep ball goes down the sideline. Incomplete. Looked like the ball was overthrown by a few yards, but a penalty flag around the 40. Kyle, I don't know about you, but that looks like another instance of some feet getting tangled up. I don't know if I saw any contact, intentional or otherwise. Of course, it doesn't matter if it's intentional or not. You can still get the pass interference. But it looked like that ball slightly out of reach. He might have had a play on it, but the feet got tangled up. I don't see that being on Eureka any more than it is on Concordia.
No, and I don't mean to be a homer here, but I also didn't see anything there.
Unfortunate penalty. That'll be a big first down for Concordia. Unfortunately, you can hear the crowd doesn't like it, but I am with you, Kyle. I'm not sure if there was enough to warrant that call. At this point in the game, you don't want to let the point in the game dictate the call at all, but these are the times when those calls seem to be amplified here, as they will hand it off up the middle.
Number 24,
once again to Moise, and Moise is back in the ball game. A gain of 4, and he is coming up. This guy is coming out of the pile, and you can just see he is in pain in the backfield. What a performance here by Moise. You can see why he is one of the top rushers in Division III, because this guy is just showing what kind of heart he has. This is an incredible showing by Moise.
Yeah, either he's just battling through a ton of pain or he deserves an Oscar, one of the two.
As now Aubrey will go with the quarterback keeper, pick up a gain of 10 to the 45-yard line. Concordia is moving the ball. Jackson Aubrey with the first down. This offense is moving the ball very well. Kyle, something else happened to notice a lot on these sets for the Cougars. Griffin Baudette has had a couple touchdown passes on the gadget plays we've seen listed as a quarterback on the roster. He is lining up in the slot, but even with the quarterback in the back, he is lined up at the 40. They've swung the ball to him a few times and let him try to throw deep. As now Moise tackled as he's looking to push the pile after a gain of 3 short of the 50. And a flag comes out after the play in the pile. Look to see who this is on. You have to hope, if you're a Red Devil fan, obviously these penalties are starting to pile up. You have to think at some point you can put an end to it, but they seem to just keep piling on for the Red Devils.
Yeah, this seems like a dumb penalty no matter who it's on, but if this is on Eureka, that's just absolutely
After the
unacceptable
play,
by the defense.
Personal foul, offense number 74.
As there it is on the offense, thankfully for the Red Devils, they call it pulling a man off the pile, something we've seen a lot more of this season in college football across the board, any level, that you maybe didn't see so much in the past. You see those big pileups, guys just trying to get guys off of their own men, everyone's standing up for their own guy, but they pull a man off the pile. Penalty against Concordia. Can't have that happen if you're Concordia. You're down by 6 under 4 minutes. You're driving the ball, and now you have yourself in a 2nd and very long after you had yourself originally in a 2nd and 7 situation. 2nd and 22. Moise in the backfield. 3 wide receiver set. You have to think they go play action once again. They're trying to roll out the pocket. They fake the counter, the draw. They will go along the left side. Moise is just dragging the pile as this guy drags a defender 6 yards back up near the original line of scrimmage. He has dropped 3 yards short of the original line of scrimmage at the 42. Moise, this is a guy running a lot like we used to see Leanthony Reason over. We interviewed him at halftime. A guy, if you ever watch, you can see what we're saying. That's a guy who played hurt, a guy who played injured, play through anything. And Moise right now, he's trying to stretch out his arm. Something is wrong, and this guy just will not stop.
Yeah, and if this is him playing hurt, I would not want to face him when he's 100%. This is very impressive from him.
And we saw them go up 14-0 in the first half, and we didn't see a lot of him. You have to think that's why. Maybe they came into this contest thinking if we can limit his carries, if we can get it done without him, we'll certainly do that. But in a game, it got close. The Red Devils take the lead. They throw him right back in there. You saw what he can do. He breaks a run from the 25. He goes untouched. And this guy is just putting on a show. Great to watch. This Red Devil defense doing everything they can to stop him, but you can't take anything away from this guy as it is an incredible performance. 24-28, 3:15 left on the game clock. The timeout on the field as the Red Devils looking to regroup defensively. It is a 3rd and 12. Big play here. This could be the game changer for either side. There's a big play coming up after the contest, of course, regardless of the outcome. Make sure you check out EurekaRedDevils.com for your post-game stats and updates, the write-up. Make sure you check out everything. Follow your Red Devil sports here as the fans are getting loud. Everyone is up on their feet as we talk about this. It's out of bounds, incomplete. A big stop on 3rd down by the Red Devils. 3:08 on the clock. It'll be 4th and 12. And it looks like there is an injured Cougar down on the Red Devil sideline. Tried to make the play. The training staff tending to the injured Cougar. 3:08 on the game clock. 4th and 12. You've used a couple timeouts. Kyle, what's going through your head if you're the head coach of the Cougars?
Throw the ball, get the first down. That's about all I got. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You can't run the ball here. You'd like to get it into your best player's hands unless they do a little out route quick to Moise and let him try to run for it, but I don't know.
As he tries to stand up on the field, Moise, he's
Again, the ball is on the 43-yard line of
you think in the team, this is going to be the game for the Cougars. As now they burn their 3rd and final timeout.
That is their 3rd and final.
Be the play of the game for either side. 4th and 12. We've seen them shift the pocket a little bit, try to run to the outside, but the defensive line has been getting some great pressure. What's your play call, Kyle?
Throw it up and hope he catches it. I got nothing.
Here we've seen the shots downfield. You've drawn a couple pass interference penalties, but certainly you don't want to bank on something like that. Over the middle, we've seen the secondary for the Red Devils has done a great job.
We have seen quite a bit, though. This quarterback, he'll roll out one way and look back and throw it across the field. Wouldn't be surprised if they go that way. We've seen them gain quite a bit of yardage doing that. So I guess that's my play call, Thomas.
Now the 3 wide receiver set, 2 men in the backfield. The crowd getting loud here, trying to fire up this Red Devil defense. We see a man in motion along the right side. Send a man out to the flat. They try to go deep down the sideline. That pass caught. That'll be good for a first down to the 40. Like we mentioned, Kyle, going to the inside of the field. They send a man down the sideline. You send the safety over the top to help. But that play up the seam, first down, and the Cougars stay alive. Under 3 minutes, the Cougars are driving. Touchdown ties it with the extra point, giving them the advantage as the Red Devils, their backs against the wall, trying to get a big stop here in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Aubrey takes a snap. He hands it off to Moise. Moise tries to make a cut along the right side. He tries to cut back inside, and he is tackled after a gain of 6. Moise slow to get up, jogging back to the huddle. You see this guy, you have to wonder how he has anything left in the tank.
The ball is on the 32-yard line of the Red Devils.
Moise was injured in last year's matchup. This is a matchup I would have loved to see. You match Moise and Reasonover up a year ago. I would have loved to see that contest. These guys are two incredible backs. Gets tackled. Again, in some pain. The lineman helping him back to the huddle down at the 20-yard line.
It's a first down for the Cougars.
First down for the Cougars. The clock ticking under 2 minutes in the Red Devil red zone. They hand it off to Moise once again, trying to go off the right side. He is brought down short of the 15, a gain of 4 to the 16. This is a guy, it looks like a night and day difference. You see him get back to the huddle. He is struggling. They snap the ball, and this looks like a guy who's just fresh off the bench, some fresh legs. And the Cougars, this coaching staff has a lot of faith in him. This defense trying to do everything they can to stop Moise. As they fake the handoff to him, and Aubrey tries to go along the left side. Looks like a possible holding penalty on the outside. No call, but the Red Devil defense will drop Aubrey around the line of scrimmage for no gain. 3rd and 5 from the 15.
A gain of about a yard. It'll be
Looked like the Cougars may have gotten away with a little bit of a holding penalty on the outside, trying to set the edge. But a 3rd and 5 from the 15-yard line. The clock ticking right around a minute. So the ball game is going to come down to these next few plays. Now they give it to Moise. Moise tries to cut back inside. He is stopped short of the first down marker. It'll be a 4th and 1 from the 11-yard line.
4th and 1.
Cougars got to hurry up a little bit. I know this is a big play on 4th and 1, but there's only 40 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, 40 seconds left, no timeouts. If they get a first down, you have to think these guys are going to look to clock it right here. So they're just running out of time. They hand it off to Moise. Moise goes left side. He has a little bit of space, cuts back up, looking around the goal line. He is dropped just short of the goal line, dropped at the 1, but the clock will run as soon as the sticks are set. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. 25 seconds left, and now the official signals the clock is running under 20 seconds from the 1-yard line. Head coach Kurt Barth runs down the sideline, calls the timeout.
Timeout. Eureka.
20 seconds left, up by 6. The Red Devils call their first timeout of the contest. Obviously, no reason to keep those in your pocket with 20 seconds left. Make sure your defense is fresh. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing, because this offense for Concordia, you've seen what they've done in the red zone. They go the gadget plays, they go the trick, the sweep, the pass, or they're going to give it to Moise. Moise right now, he's down on a knee in the huddle because this guy can't even stand under his own power. Thanks again to our sponsors for bringing you this contest. Thanks again to Herod Law Firm PC. All of our other sponsors for today's contest, homecoming. Thank you to everyone who came out. A great tailgate, great festivities here today on the campus of Eureka College. As certainly an exciting contest brought to you here by the Red Devils facing the Concordia Chicago Cougars. 20 seconds left. The Red Devils up by 6, trying to make a stand thrown 1-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. The Cougars in the shotgun formation. Aubrey with Moise to his right. They snap the ball. They hand it off to Moise. Moise tries to cut back. He dives, and he will find the end zone, tying this ball game up.
Touchdown for number 24, Lance Moise. The 1-yard touchdown carry
for injury.
As Moise goes into the end zone, and he's down in the end zone. This guy, what a performance regardless of the outcome, regardless of who you're cheering for, you have to applaud the effort of that young man today. This last couple drives, we talk about why don't you see this guy more in the first half? Well, clearly he was injured, and you had to save him only if you needed him. And this guy has come out and put everything on the line for his team here in the second half. He single-handedly drove this team down the field. And he ties this ball game up 34-34, 15 seconds left. An extra point puts the Cougars in the lead with 15 seconds left in the contest.
You know, we had talked about how Eureka had totally dominated the second quarter and the third quarter, really, for most of it anyway. But we really have to give credit where credit is due, and that is Concordia Chicago has come out in this fourth quarter and just played a great quarter, much like Eureka did in the second. Just totally dominated them, has scored now, 20 unanswered, somewhere around there. Very impressive showing just in this quarter alone.
Hey, Eureka comes out down 14-0, scores 34 unanswered. Concordia comes back with 20 unanswered of their own to tie this ball game up, looking to make it 21 and put themselves on top with 15 seconds left.
Attempting the point after, held by number 19, Levi Harabos.
Andrew Lechuga will line up the extra point attempt, looking to tie this ball game up. The snap, the hold, the kick is up and good.
The kick is good by number 8, Andrew Lechuga.
As the kick is good by Lechuga, and the Red Devils now down by 1 with 15 seconds left in the contest.
Chicago Cougars 35, the Eureka College Red Devils 34.
35-34 Concordia, 15 seconds left. You have 2 timeouts. You can try to take a couple shots, get yourself into field goal range here. But you've really probably got the return, 1 play to try to get yourself into field goal range, 2 if you're lucky. And then you've either got to take your shot at the end zone or send out Tanner Kenny, hope for a big one. We'll see how Concordia Chicago plays it here. Do you go with the deep kick, give them the chance at the return, 1 play? And you've still got to be conservative on that play. You can't burn too much time. You can't risk the time running out.
Yep.
Do you risk the kickoff in 1 play? Do you go short and maybe give the Red Devils an opportunity at 2 plays and a shot at the end zone, shot at the field goal? Interesting to see what the call is here by the Concordia special teams unit. As Lechuga lines this one up to kick off. So they go the low squib kick, as this will be fielded by Douglas on the line drive as he's looking to get the edge on the left side. Douglas tries to get the corner. He has some space. He gets up, tries to cut it back, and he will be brought down at the 39-yard line. Uses up 7 seconds, a lot of time there. You've got time for 1 play in the timeout. You've got to be careful on that 1 play. You can't waste any time. If a guy gets it and he's not right by the sideline, he's got to get it and go down. You have 2 timeouts. You've got to burn it quickly. And you, of course, know what the preparation that goes into this. Obviously, the coaching staff has run through all these scenarios in their head. They know exactly what the game plan is in this situation. This isn't something they're thinking about right now. They know weeks in advance if they're in this situation. What are we going to do? Who's the ball going to? Ball snapped to Barth. He's looking left side. He tries to go out to sideline. The dig route to Favre. Favre gets the ball out of bounds right around the 45-yard line at the 46. 4 seconds left, so now you've got 1 shot at the end zone. You're taking, you have no other option. You've got 1 final play here to win the game. 35-34, homecoming, down by 1, 4 seconds left. As you see now the defense backing up the prevent defense, they're just sending guys in the end zone. Obviously, doesn't matter what you do as long as you don't let anybody get behind you. As the Red Devils will call a timeout here again, no point in keeping 1 in the pocket.
Timeout. Eureka.
Trying to draw it up here in the Hail Mary situation. Obviously, you just try to get Barth as much time as possible so you can let the receivers get downfield, and you're just throwing up a prayer, hoping to convert something here from the 46-yard line.
Think you'd consider a hook and ladder or anything crazy like that, maybe the lateral play, or do you just truck it up and hope somebody can come down with it in the end zone?
With the guys you have, the wide receivers you have on the outside, you have a lot of athletes. And, Kyle, like you mentioned, the hook and ladder, that may be something with the defense giving you a lot of space over the top. You have those athletes. It wouldn't surprise me. Maybe you go to a Favre and you try to lateral that to Douglas, let him work, get the hands. You see a big body, sure-handed guy downfield, get it into the hands of your playmaker and let something work, because you know obviously here you come up short of the end zone, you're lateraling anything. You're doing whatever it takes, any chance. Interesting to see here as they are press man on the outside with a couple of guys deep. But again, you mentioned the lateral. You have to think that's the game plan here. As they drop back, as they go short to Douglas. Douglas gets out of bounds with 1 second left. The clock sounds, but they will have to certainly put 1 second left on the clock as Concordia Chicago takes the field, but he was clearly out of bounds with time left on the clock.
No way. That's terrible. That is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, there wasn't much of a chance anyway, but there's absolutely no chance that that play clock or that game clock expired. What a terrible, terrible call.
As an unfortunate ending to the contest, as they say the clock expired before going out of bounds. Unfortunately, obviously, you don't have replay at this level, but it looked like Douglas clearly got out of bounds with a second left on the clock. Unfortunate there for the Red Devils, unfortunate for everybody, as now clearly nothing can be done about it.
How are no officials paying attention to that? That is absolutely ridiculous. Just brutal.
As unfortunate ending to what was a great contest, something you hate to see. But everyone, thanks again for tuning in with us here for the Red Devil homecoming contest. An unfortunate end, but a great game from both sides. As the Red Devils next week will be on the road at Benedictine. Make sure you tune in to that game. Check everything out. Follow us on the Red Devil Network of Sports at EurekaRedDevils.com. Check everything out online. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, I'm Thomas Harrison. Alongside me is Kyle Cashdollar. Have a good night.